remove their caps as the Barnesville High School Marching Band honors America in the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
It's senior night, everybody, and welcome to tonight's game. My name is Brady Treherne, and we're here and excited to bring you tonight's game of Barnesville and Beaver Local. Tonight ought to be a good one, everybody. Extremely excited. Should be a highly competitive matchup here. Game time will be in 5 minutes as we bring out the teams here momentarily.
Barnesville has elected to, they won the toss and they have elected to receive, and they'll be going from the field house, I believe. Is that correct?
Going towards the field house, yes, the north end zone. So it should be a good one tonight, folks. here we go. Here come the Rocks. As the Shamrocks take the field, let's take a look at tonight's key players. For Barnesville, players to watch out for: quarterback Aiden Hannes, receiver slash tailback Gage Hannes, and tight end Chase Connor.
Yeah, as many of you know, Aiden is he was a preseason Big 22, so there's huge hopes for him on the season. And Chase Connor, he had what, 2 touchdowns last week, 70-yard tight end pop pass, and then he had, I don't remember what the second touchdown was, but he
On a waggle.
yeah, that's correct. He really balled out last weekend, so we're looking for another big night from him tonight. And then Gage Hannes, he's a heck of an athlete, so we're gonna be looking for him to make bust a couple big plays again.
Yep, and as for Beaver Local, a little information on them. Players to watch out for: quarterback Tanner Johnston, wide receiver Logan Krulik, who had a touchdown reception for them last week against East Liverpool, and Caleb White for them.
I was watching the Johnston boy. He's put together pretty well. He's a left-handed gunslinger. He can really sling it around from what I saw pregame.
Yeah, senior quarterback, 5'10", 175 for Johnson. Krulik is a senior as well, receiver, 6 foot 175. He seems to be one of their better athletes. So the Rocks defensive backfield will have to try to contain him tonight. As we approach kickoff here for Beaver Local, it should be Afton Mladen to kick off for Beaver Local. No, check that. They changed it on us. It is going to be Chase Flatty. Chase Flatty, number 3, is going to be kicking off for Beaver Local. Set back to receive for the Rocks. Looks to be number 21, Spencer Bliss, and number 7, Gage Hannes. And on the far side, it looks to be Owen Wise on the far side towards the old varsity locker room. And here we go. We are set for senior night tonight here. Beaver Local versus Barnesville. And here's the kick. It's a short one. About to the 40. And number 42. Wow. Number 42 gets lit up for the Rocks. Jake Belay. It was Jake Belay with who fielded the kick. And here we go as the Rocks take the field. They're going to be looking to get their running game going as they did last week against Buckeye Local. They got some size up front this year. And we'll get into the starting lineup after this play.
Looks to be Cameron Woods in the backfield. Gage Hannes down at the bottom of the screen.
Hannes takes a snap, hands off to Cameron Woods, and he's going to bust it right up the middle. He's still going. Dragging guys down, looks to be for a 15-yard gain right out the rip for Cameron Woods. Off to a great start. Couldn't have scripted up any better, Blake couldn't. Now let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Rocks. Starting from left to right on the offensive line, Jaden Lucas, Gavin Carpenter, Justin Jackson, Luke Schultz, and Quentin Lazier. Taking snaps from under center is Aiden Hannes, the veteran quarterback. In the backfield, we got Jake Boulay at fullback, Cameron Woods at tailback. Gage Hannes, Spencer Bliss, and A.J. Detling are the receivers. Hannes takes the snap. Once again, hands it off to Cameron Woods, and he's going to plow ahead for, looks like, about 5 yards here for the Rocks. Yeah, he's doing a really nice job, and they're getting a really nice push from up front. This will be about 2nd and 5 here for the Rocks.
Spencer Bliss and Jacob Starr check into the game.
Yeah, I think the big key point here for the Rocks tonight, if they can get that ground game going, maintain it, and score early, they will be in very good shape. And here's a check. We got the big man, Gavin Carpenter, number 54, in the backfield at fullback, followed by Gage Hannes. And they're going to give it to Hannes. And he's going to bust through. Got a couple extra yards there after contact, and he's going to pick up the first down for another 5. This is a really nice run there. They put the heavy package in with Gavin Carpenter and plowed forward and just maintaining the football, doing a really nice job here.
Yeah, I think whenever Jacob Starr comes into the game right there, I think that's when they bump Gavin back.
And that's when they're going to bump Carpenter to fullback. Very, very good. Another odd thing that you'll see tonight is the center is going to be taking the ball up to the line of scrimmage every time. The referees are not supposed to touch the football. And here's Hannes on a waggle. He's going to dump it out to the flats to Jacob Belay. And it looks like he's going to get about 5 on a nice little waggle there. See, that's what happens when you run the ball efficiently. You can set up the play action.
As for that rule where the officials don't touch the ball, I think that's going to help the offense. I mean, you can gain like half a yard each time if you're the center.
If they're not looking, you sure can. Let's take a look at the starters here on defense for Beaver Local. Up front, they start with Payne Allen, Dakota Warwick, Blake Lucas on the line. Shifting back to the linebackers, Wyatt Loy, Alex Lashon, Tommy Warwick, and Nate Strauss. Fullback dive here for Belay. Looks like he's going to get about 2. Nate Strauss, and in the defensive backfield for the Beavers is Tanner Johnson, John Jackson, and Dylan Moore. So it's going to look like about 3rd and 3 or 4th. 3rd and 3 here for the Rocks. See if they can churn out a couple yards here. Belay and Woods in the backfield. Hannes takes a snap. Play fake. Tries to go out to the flats to Jake Belay, but it's batted down by Beaver Local's defensive end, number 57. And that looks like Payne Allen. This will bring up 4th down here for the Rocks. So a key moment here early in the game. You got a nice drive going, and you don't want to spoil it. Really crucial to pick up this 4th down here.
What do you see them doing right here?
Right here, if I'm coach, I would probably run it. You've been running fairly well down. Been running right down the middle here. And they're going to heavy package, offset to the left, double wings. They're going to give it to Hannes, and it looks like he's going to get it. And he goes for a couple extra after contact, and he's going to get the 1st down by about 5 yards. So nice run there by Gage Hannes. Yep. Really nice job there by the Rocks offensive line. Went to the heavy package. And that's what they brought those guys in there for, to get a couple extra yards, and it's exactly what they did. And they're going to keep Carpenter in there. Hannes takes a snap to Gage, and it looks like he's going to be down. His knee was down after about 5 yards there, so nice gain of 5 for Gage Hannes.
Yeah, that looks to be the game plan tonight. They're just looking to pound it down Beaver Local's throat.
That's exactly right. Don't quit until they stop it. Be about 2nd and 4 for the Rocks here, and they're staying in that heavy package. Belay and Carpenter to lead the way. Hands off to Gage Hannes. Ball came loose at the end, but he was down. And this is going to be close. We're looking at about 3rd and inches. They're not moving the chains. Maybe we get a measure out here. Enough for the 1st down to move the chains and keep this long drive going.
Well, hopefully the mic's unmuted now. I mean, it wasn't muted, but it hasn't been working, so we'll see.
Really? So hopefully everyone can hear us now. So 1st and goal for the Rocks here as they're staying in that heavy package. Carpenter, Belay in the backfield, tailed by Hannes. And he's going to get wrapped up. A lot of pressure came off that left end there.
That was a nice play by the end, pinching down right there.
Yes, it was. See, that's one of those things where you want to try to establish the run game, go right up the middle. You don't block those guys on the end, and you do it do it for a reason. You hope that your guys are fast enough to get to the hole, but sometimes when that handoff takes too long to develop, they can catch up to you, and that's what can stunt that power run game.
They said Brady's quiet now.
Hannes takes a snap, play action. He's got pressure, and he's going to get wrapped up for a big loss.
Nice play by Beaver Local D-line right there.
Yes. Strauss and Warwick were in on the sack for Beaver Local. Strauss and Warwick.
They said they can hear both now, but it's very faint.
So it'll be third and goal from about the 22. Third and goal from about the 22. The Rocks are going to put Hannes in motion. They're back in gun for the first time. Hannes has dropped back all day to throw. And he incomplete to Spencer Bliss. Looks like he might have had him beat to the inside. A good throw, might have had it, but the defender put his hand in there and knocked it loose. And it's going to bring up fourth and goal from the 21. Fourth and goal. So very crucial here. Looks like they're bringing out some different bodies.
I think the mics are better now, but we'll see as we go on.
Yeah. And it looks like they're going to attempt a field goal here, Cade.
Yeah. I mean, Aiden's got a leg on him, so I wouldn't be surprised if he makes this, but this is a tough kick.
Yeah, and look who's holding there. the better 9, huh? And Aiden's kick is up. He nails it. All right.
Kick by Hannes.
What a kick.
Hannes with the kick, Hannes with the hold.
That's exactly right, Hannes and Hannes. They put it through to give the Rocks a 3-0 lead. The versatile senior coming through for the Rocks.
That's huge. That's impressive.
That's huge. You know, you get a long drive like that, you really want to make sure you go down and get some points. Something we haven't had in a while at Barnesville.
Honestly, like, Aiden kicked last year. He did a decent job, but he missed a few field goals like that, but he was pretty consistent with the PATs.
Yeah.
And Carpenter's pretty good with the PATs.
Yeah.
He missed one or
He
two
missed
last
one.
week.
He missed one last week, I think.
Goal,
Yeah.
It was a tough kick from the right half.
Yep. So it looks like they made an adjustment there, and Hannes is able to knock it through to give the Rocks a lead here on senior night.
And no, this in mine's hard to hear, so just whenever you get a chance. It's all the way up on my mic.
And here to set to kick off for the Rocks is Aiden Hannes.
Have Mont, White, and Moore back deep, I believe they said.
Yep. And here's the kickoff. And it's a line drive, going to bounce around the 27, fielded around the 20. Makes the first man miss and stumbles on through to the 34.
Chase Connor in there on the tackle.
Chase Connor on the tackle. Joe Mont on the return. He's a big name to look out also for Beaver Local. Had a nice game last week against East Liverpool.
Beaver Local's quarterback, Tanner Johnston, I heard, is the one to look out for. I heard he's a pretty good athlete.
Yeah.
He's put together pretty well. Left hand can slinging around the field.
And so here we go, 1st and 10 for the Beavers. And they're going to go right to their coach, and they're going to fake snap to get the play called. Looks like they never even had a play called, and it's going to draw the Shamrocks offsides, broke the neutral zone, and that's going to give them a 5-yard head start.
I wonder if that's new for them, or they've done that all along.
On film last week, they did it a lot. They got their wristbands. They look at their coach a lot. So they're going to use a lot of different tempos to try to keep the Rocks defense off balance tonight. And here's Johnson going to take the snap, and he's going to fake it. And he's got a man wide open down the seam. That's number 22, Caleb White. And he's going to get taken down around the 26. Nice pitch and catch there from Johnson to White. And they're going to get down to around the 26. It looks like they had him flared out in the slot, and he just ran a nice little seam route right there, Cade.
Yeah, I was trying to get this mic figured out, but from what I saw, it was a nice play.
Yep. And it looks like the Beavers are in pistol right now. They get the call here off the wristband, and they move up.
Crew looks at the bottom of the screen.
Yep. And they're going to have to use a timeout. They must have had some signaling issues here. And you hate to burn one like that early, huh, Cade?
I mean, if you're Beaver Local, yes. If you're Barnesville, no.
Yes, is exactly right.
I'm not stupid. It's not muted.
So after the first big play right here, let's take the opportunity and look at Beaver Local's offense here. Going from left to right up front, we have Payne Allen, Wyatt Loy, Zane McCoy, Tommy Warwick, and Micah Sturm. At quarterback, we've talked about a couple times here before is Tanner Johnson, Joe Monte, the running back. Johnson is going to go around the right end, and it looks like he's going to pick up about 3 or 4 here.
About 3 yards.
Looks like he had an option to throw, but he decided to tuck it and run. As we take a look at these wideouts here for Beaver Local, we have Caleb White, Dylan Moore, and Dorian Jackson. So this will bring up 2nd and 7 here for the Beavers. Beavers come out in shotgun.
Spread formation.
Spread formation. Johnson back to throw, and he's got a guy open in the flats.
So enough to get the first down.
That looked to be number 2, Dorian Jackson. For a nice pickup there. A lot of coaches will do that. They'll stay to their sideline, actually, because they like to have the officials making the calls. If there's like a face mask or something, they want them right on that sideline so they can pressure them into a call. And here the Beavers come out and they got an up back here. They're in shotgun. Looks like we got 2 receivers down to the bottom. White in motion. And here is number 1, Dylan Moore, is going to get taken down. What a big play.
That was a nice play by Aiden. He came up right there and filled pretty hard.
Yep. Looks like it's going to be a loss of about 1 or 2.
About 2 yards. I apologize if you cannot hear me. We're having technical difficulties, so we're trying to get that figured out.
Here we go. Beaver Local breaks the huddle, and they're going spread formation 2 by 2. Mont in the backfield with Johnson. And they try to run an outside zone, and it's going to get swallowed up by number 50. Jacob Starr with a nice play.
First one in the backfield.
Looks like they tried to reach that defensive end, and he just shot inside of him and blew the play up before it even got developed. Nice play there by the senior Jacob Starr. Be about a loss of 5, which is going to bring up 3rd and 16 with about 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Hopefully we can see Johnson try slinging around a little bit here.
Yeah, show off that arm a little bit maybe. It looks like a false start, and they're going to call it on number 1. That is Dylan Moore with a false start for Beaver Local, so you can tackle in 5 to that 16.
It's huge for the Shamrocks.
It's very huge, and that's going to knock them out. And really, if you're looking at this from Beaver Local's perspective, you're probably not trying to pick up the first down. You're kind of throwing towards the end zone here. You're trying to chunk it here on 3rd down and cut it in half so you can go for it on 4th.
I mean, they have one person listed as just the kicker on the roster, so maybe
he
has a leg.
He did. They attempted one last week, and he did a nice job with it too. So they might potentially try to chunk this here and attempt and match the Rocks 3 points. Johnson takes a snap, spread, shotgun, pressure by Gavin Carpenter. Johnson run left end. And he's going to get brought down by Jake Belay. Nice play there.
Nice play all around by the Shamrock defense.
Yes, nice play all around. It's going to create 4th and long. 4th and about 20, 21. A nice play right there by the senior.
Yeah, I was impressed. I mean, I'll tell you, Belay's one of the hardest workers on this team. Even my senior year, he was one of the hardest workers back then.
Yep, you're exactly right, and he was a lot of fun to coach, too. So here we go, 4th down for the Beavers, and they're going with trips right. Looks like Krulik down here on the left side, and they're going to throw away from him. They're going to throw a streak. It's going to be tipped, and it's knocked down by Gage Hannes. Looks like they about a chance with that with the second attempt.
Yeah, I mean, Gage Hannes knocked it back, but it went straight behind them. I mean, the receiver almost caught it.
Usually you want your DBs to knock it down, but in that case, it got tipped back up and for a second chance.
Almost came back to bite him in the butt.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the Rocks will take over here, 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. So we'll see if the Rocks look to get back to that ground and pound game here run a lot of ISO, a lot of power behind that big offensive line.
Looks like they're struggling to get the play in right now.
Yeah. 18 seconds left on the play clock here. So they got a little bit of time to get up. They're going to get up there and get set. 10 seconds on the play clock. They're going 2 out to the left, I formation, Connor tight end, hands off to Cameron Woods. A nice hole there, and he's going to plow forward for about 6. Nice job there by the O-line.
I'll tell you what, I've been impressed by the offensive line so far. Almost every time they've created good holes.
That's exactly right. Luke Johnson's doing a spectacular job with that Rocks offensive line. Former Barnesville head coach had a lot of success too.
In fact, there's 2 former head coaches on Barnesville's coaching staff right now.
That's right, Matt
Luke Johnson and Matt Johnson.
That's exactly right. Matt Johnson coached us.
Woods in the backfield again.
2nd 4 here for Hannes, and he's going to take the snap and look to throw a bubble out to Gage Hannes. Get your athletes in space and let them run. He's going to pick up about 6 to get the first down here and move the chains.
I tell you, I'm expecting to see a lot of that tonight. Try and get Gage Hannes out in the open space.
That's a good point. For as athletic as he is, you need to get him the ball as often as possible. But it looks like we had a flag, a legal procedure on the Shamrocks, and that's going to back them up and negate the first down. I didn't see that thrown.
I didn't either. Heck, this sun's making it hard to see the flags from up here.
Yeah. So we're still going to be at 2nd down. It'll be about 2nd and 9 or 10. 2nd and 9 here for the Rocks. It's kind of goofy. You can see the little beanbag out there, but it's not like the ball's spotted out there like it used to be.
Yep.
It's hard to tell where the yard marker is. So here we go, 2nd and 10 for the Rocks. A.J. Detling's going to come in motion, and they're going to run a little pitch. And it's going to be a pass from Cameron Woods, so wide open. Gage Hannes, he's running down the sideline. Dylan Moore's going to bring him down there around the 12-yard line. What a nice play.
I tell you what, that works almost every time at the beginning of the year.
That's right. You pull that stunt at the beginning of the year, teams are not ready for it. They're expecting a downhill ground and pound.
Barnes is notorious for that, or either the double pass early on.
Blake Allen is definitely notorious for that. That's a huge game for the Rocks. That was Cameron Woods to Gage Hannes.
Heck, I didn't know Cameron could throw the ball like that.
Cameron's probably saying, "No, hey, coach, let me play a little quarterback." Looks like we got a penalty, though.
Oh. What they call, I couldn't see around your big shoulders.
Unsportsmanlike conduct's going to back up the Shamrocks.
Well, they'll be running for that Monday.
I guarantee it. That's at least 2 or 3 gassers. Yep.
I don't miss that.
No.
At Kalen Hannes, if you're listening.
Yep, Kalen. So that's going to bring the Rocks all the way back to around the 29. Here with the quarter winding down, about 43 seconds and counting here for the Rocks to try to get one punched in here before the quarter ends.
Belay and Woods in the backfield.
Hannes is going to take the direct snap, and he's going to run it. Quarterback power, and he stays up, breaks a tackle. He's down to the sideline.
Wow, that could have been targeting there at the end.
That's exactly
I
right.
don't know who that was that came in, but Halo with that helmet down.
Hannes got down to around the 21-yard line for an 8-yard gain.
Looks like the Shamrocks be taking the quarter right here.
Yep. So the Rocks are going to take the quarter with a 3-0 lead here for Barnesville on senior night. Good performance so far by the Rocks.
Hey, we're off to a good game right here.
Yeah.
I'd rather see this than a blowout.
That's exactly right.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is Barnesville's first time playing Beaver Local, I heard, before this game.
That's exactly right, Cade. Barnesville's first time playing Beaver Local. They drove about 2 hours to get here.
Yeah.
That's a trip, especially for a high school football.
Uh-huh. And I think they're in the OVA, the same class in the OVAC as Steubenville.
That's exactly right.
So this is it's a pretty big school compared to Barnesville.
Much bigger school, yep, Beaver Local is, up around Lisbon.
To be honest, I don't think I've ever been there.
I don't think I've ever been there either, Cade. That's a heck of a drive. Blake Allen rallies the troops down here.
This is Blake Allen's fourth year? Yeah, his first year here was my freshman year. He was OC. But now Bryce Allen is actually the DC, the defensive coordinator this year.
That's exactly right. The brothers working hand in hand with the offense and defense. Blake takes control of the offense, as he always had since he came here as a coordinator that same year in 2015. I was a junior.
Yep.
So he came over, and the offense really took off when he
Oh,
took
yeah.
over.
You remember for our first game was Newcomerstown. We were up 20-something to nothing at halftime, and Blake Allen came in through that chair, and we're all like, wow, this is going to be a rough start.
That's how he is. He's an intense coach.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you need, though.
That's the kind of mentality you need, where you're never complacent and you're always driving forward to do better.
Yep.
So to start the second quarter, Gavin Carpenter's coming to motion, that heavy package. They're going to give it to the fullback, Jake Belay. And he's going to pick up the first down and then some.
Many
the
more,
pile
yeah.
keeps on moving. Those big boys just moving the pile.
Yep, Belay didn't stop his feet and kept getting some yards.
That's exactly right. It's a nice job there. So it's going to be a first down for the Rocks here around the 10-yard line. So they're going to look to punch it in here. What are you thinking down here, Cade, in the red zone?
Well, honestly, I kind of like staying that heavy package. I mean, it's been working so far. I'd like to see Gavin Carpenter get the ball at least once here.
Yeah, that would be nice. You know, make a lineman's dream come true.
That happened for you again, too. Bridgeport, your senior year?
Yep. Will make his day, I guarantee it. Actually, it'd probably make his whole high school career. A little bit of confusion out here. So here the Rocks are going to come out in a heavy package. Looks to be in that Maryland I with two fullbacks, Carpenter and Woods.
Hannes
deep,
behind.
and they're adjusting their splits. And here's a snap, and they're going to give it right to Gage Hannes. He's going to churn forward. He's still up.
Oh.
He's fighting for the
I think he was down.
He makes it in. Gage Hannes.
That's number one for him tonight. I'm looking to see a couple more.
That's right. Hopefully we can see a couple more of those from him tonight. But what a run.
Oh, that's impressive. Yeah. I mean, the Lions, they're off to a great start.
Yep. Looks like he ran into his blocker initially. Right behind the line of scrimmage. It almost looked like a busted play. But
Carpenter for the PAT this time. It is no good.
No good for Gavin Carpenter.
Well, I'm going to blame that on my little brother holding it right there. I don't know if it was his fault or not, but I'm going to say it is.
Colin. Sorry, Colin. Nice drive there for the Rocks. They're going to go punch in and take a 9-0 lead here with 11 minutes and 8 seconds left in the quarter.
Now, was Justin Jackson starting inside linebacker that first series?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I was making sure. Last week at Buckeye Local, he really impressed me for it being his first time actually playing middle linebacker.
That's right. He's always played defensive end for the Rocks, and they shifted him back there.
Uh-huh.
And that's a hard transition right there.
He covered pretty well, too.
For a big guy, yeah, he did a nice job.
He's looking good. He might have slimmed down a little bit in the offseason, but he's still a big boy. I meant that in a good way.
Yep. So here we go. We got Hannes to kick off. It's going to be fielded by Dylan Moore around the 10-yard line. He's going to go up the middle. It looks like A.J. Detling's going to bring him down from behind around the 31.
That's a nice play.
Nice play by A.J. Detling, the senior.
A.J.'s another multi-sport athlete. He's pretty good at pole vault. I think that's what he wants to continue to do in college.
That's exactly right. You know, it's a special night here on senior night. You know, you really hope that all these seniors play really well. You hope they come out with a win. They put so much time and effort into this program that you want to see them rewarded.
Exactly.
So here we go, first and 10 for the Beavers. Johnson in the shotgun. He's going to keep it on a fake, and he's going to get brought down around the 37.
Aiden Hannes in there on the tackle.
Looks like Aiden Hannes.
He's the first one to make contact. Bryce Allen signaling calls into Jake Boulay.
Yep, he's down there signaling as usual. Like you said, this is his first year, right? Taking over
as defense coordinator. It was DJ Butler until this year.
Yep.
Has some confusion.
Looks like we got an official timeout. Some confusion here. Chase Connor looks like he's got to come out of the game.
Owen Wise coming in for Chase Connor.
Owen Wise, a junior.
He ran the ball pretty hard last week when he got in at tailback for against Buckeye Local.
He did. And
There's some confusion down the field.
A lot of confusion.
Blake doesn't look very happy.
Looks like Chase Connor's going to have to go get
checked out
here.
Hopefully he's okay. He's a pretty big part of the offense and defense.
Yeah, had a couple touchdowns last week for the Rocks, so hopefully he's okay. Johnson's going to take the snap, and he's just going to try to run it. He's going to find a seam and churn forward for the first down, but there's a flag on the play.
Owen Wise and Cameron Woods in there on tackle. Man, the sun's starting to go down. It's finally getting a little easier to see. No more glare on this window.
Definitely easier to see for sure up here.
Holding against Beaver Local.
A little bit of laundry left on the field here for the Beavers. Thought they had a nice first down, but they're going to march them all the way back to about the 29-yard line. So it'll be second long here. Second 13 for the Beavers. So we'll see what head coach Mike McKenzie for Beaver Local. He's been there this is his 4th year now, but he has a lot of coaching.
So he's coached other places before he went to Beaver Local.
Another school off the top of my head is Edison. He's coached at before. He has a lot of experience. Johnson's going to find number 1, Dylan Moore, over the middle of the field. He's going to make a move and run down the sideline. He's still up. Missed tackle by Gage Hannes. He's going to run by him. He's going to go out of bounds around
the 25, looks like.
The 27. So a nice pitch and catch there from Johnson to Moore.
I'm guessing that kid's going to be pretty dangerous in space, from what I can see there.
Yeah, they've went to him a couple times.
Beaver Local, actually, they don't look as big this year as they were my senior year. I remember watching them have game film against Shenandoah, and they were just gigantic.
Yep, they're definitely not as big as the Rocks. And here is going to be number 22. That is Caleb White is going to get taken down
by Chase Connor.
About a 1-yard gain.
Beaver Local is putting together a pretty decent drive right here.
Yep. Got to limit the big plays if you're the Rocks. And here they're going to look over at the sideline to get the play call. Johnson takes a snap. Big pressure from up the middle.
Incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
I was having a hard time seeing around that corner.
I couldn't see it.
Looks like it's intended for Dorian Jackson.
Looks like Star and big Jaden Lucas on the pressure.
I tell you what, Jaden's putting together to be a pretty good ball player.
Jaden is definitely. It's weird to watch these guys grow up because my first year coaching, these guys were in 8th grade. Jaden Lucas and Gavin Carpenter's class, and it's just really weird to call them 11th graders now.
I mean, yeah, you think it's weird for you. I mean, I play with these guys.
That's exactly right. So here's Johnson, the shotgun. They go 2 by 2. He's going to roll out to the right to throw.
Into the flats
to Dylan Moore.
I couldn't see.
Looks like he's down to about the 5-yard line. It's a nice pitch and catch there. Looked like a
Gage Hannes, I think, on the tackle right there.
Yep.
From what I heard.
And they're going to go hurry up here, Cade.
Oh wow, this is our first time seeing this.
Yep. So they're going to hurry up and try to snap it here. And they're going to run an option.
Aiden.
Johnson's going to keep it and get brought down. Justin Jackson.
I couldn't see who else.
It looks like maybe Jake Boulay is going to bring him down. Looked like they were setting up a shovel option there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
They had the running back, Caleb White, getting pitch relationship, but on the inside and looking to shovel that and maybe hit a crease there, but the Rocks had it pretty well covered up.
Aiden Hannes, he came flying through right there, almost made the play in the backfield.
That's exactly right. So here we go.
It's a
Beaver
different
Local's going to
package.
jump back into a heavy package. We haven't seen that yet. They're going to hand it to Caleb White, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. Almost untouched.
I mean, that was a heck of a hole by Beaver Local's line.
That was the first time we've seen that from Beaver tonight.
Someone looks like Johnston's kind of rung up somehow.
Yeah. So maybe we'll see that here a little bit more later from Beaver Local.
I don't even think he got hit right there. It must have been a previous play.
Yeah. Johnson's coming off the field with his helmet off. So the attempt to point after is going to be
Number 3.
Chase
Flatty.
Chase Flatty, also the kickoff man, and the hold is going to be Dorian Jackson. I've got to stop and play here.
Maybe the officials. They're trying to point something out. Oh,
I think they're going to say the center maybe moved the ball.
yeah, they call it a legal procedure.
I know what it was. I bet the center took his put the ball down and took his hands off it and put him back on.
I mean,
See,
you would know that. Yeah.
Once the ball's on the ground, usually the ball's already on the ground, placed by the official. And if you put your hands on it and take them off, that's going to be an illegal procedure. In this case, he must have back to it, and they're going to nail him for a 5-yard penalty and back this point after up.
That was a good way to explain that right there.
And that's going to be right through the uprights for Beaver Local.
Right into the Woodsfield Savings Bank logo. I kind of hate to see that up there, but
it's Blake Allen's favorite piece of advertisement right there. So that's going to bring the score here. The Rocks are still up 9-7 with 8:06 left to play here in the second quarter.
I'll tell you what, after watching the Buckeye Local game last year, kind of the unsung hero in the defense was Jacob Starr.
Yeah.
Like, he really got through there many times.
Yeah.
I don't have the exact stats, but I remember just watching. It seemed like he was in the backfield almost every play.
Yep, we've called his name here a couple times tonight, the senior. He's going to line up at 5'11", 158.
I'm kind of interested to see how far Chase Flatty will kick this. I mean, he's just a position kicker, so
yeah. I
mean, that's kind of rare around here. Just have a kicker instead of like an athlete back there.
Back deep for the Rocks is going to be Gage Hannes, Owen Wise, and Spencer Bliss. The Rocks are going to go with a 5-3-3 kickoff return formation. Flatty here to kick. And it's going to be a nice one right down the middle of the field, fielded by Gage Hannes around the 15. And he's got daylight up the middle.
Oh.
And he gets nailed right around the 39, 40-yard line. So nice return there.
Yeah, they closed in a little faster than I thought they would. There was a big hole there in the beginning.
There was. You could drive a couple semi-trucks through that thing, and it closed up pretty quick there.
I don't know if you could. You're not really
I don't know if
that good of a driver. Oh, I wasn't saying that, but
okay. Whatever.
Hannes runs in with the play. We got Gage Hannes and Spencer Bliss at the bottom of the screen. Belay offset in the backfield.
Hannes going to toss it here to Cameron Woods. He's going to cut it up inside, and he might get back to the line of scrimmage here.
Yeah, didn't really get much there.
No, he did do a nice job though.
Yeah.
Of reading that block. You know, they took away the outside, and usually that's when you want your guy to cut it back up inside and try to get what he can.
Belay did a nice job of squaring him off right there and letting Woods read him.
You know, that play could have been a lot worse. You know, when you look at it originally, you might think, well, that's not a very good play, but getting back to the line of scrimmage there, it's almost a blessing.
Oh, look at this!
What a trick play to Gage Hannes down the sideline. Makes the guy miss. Makes another man miss. Gage, get loose. Hannes going in for the score.
Brady, I'm gonna be honest, they covered that about as good as your hair covers your bald spot.
What a play! They ran the old trick play. That we brought Hannes over to talk to the sideline like you guys.
We put that in my senior year. We had Aiden over there on the sideline. Yep. He's about a foot off the sideline. Like the defense can't tell.
You guys did that against Union Local your
Yeah,
senior year,
last game of the year. Yep.
Last game of the year. They stole that off River.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any muddle huddle yet after the extra point.
That's very uncharacteristic. That's a good point.
I mean, we put that in my senior year, and that was not fun for me. I was pretty tired after that.
And the extra point here is going to be no good. That's the second one in a row we've missed. And that's going to bring our score to 15-7 with 7:18 left to go here in the second quarter. You know the big point about that right there, missing that extra point, still a one-score game.
I don't know if you saw or not, but could you see a Blake down there on the sideline going crazy after that trick play? I mean, he was just high stepping down through there.
Coach showing off the moves.
It's a good thing he's got that hat on, so we can't see his hairline from up here.
It's a lot worse than mine. A lot worse.
I had to make sure that joke was okay with him before we broadcasted this.
We got that okay.
Yeah. I see my father, Chris Hannis, down there dancing, which hopefully you guys cannot see, 'cause that's hurting my eyes.
Gosh, how long has he been coaching?
I mean, he's coached junior high as long as I can remember, and he's helped out with the varsity and JV.
That's what I was going to say. He coached junior high before I even got into junior high.
I mean, ever since I was little.
He's been
Hannis
around a long
go ahead,
time.
sorry.
He's been around a long time.
Yep.
He does a really nice job.
Yeah. He likes working with those younger kids.
Big part of the program is getting your junior high level kids and even the younger ages involved and excited about football. And here's number 25. That's going to be Joe Monte. Haven't really called his name tonight. He was a guy to watch out for, and he's going to take the ball up to the 35-yard line to get Beaver Local started here.
I'm feeling the defensive line putting a lot of pressure on Johnston right here. I don't know why. I just have a good feeling. I feel like Gavin Carpenter and Jaden Lucas are going to come too big.
Those two big guys in the middle there. And that's exactly what you want in a defense. You want your two guys in the middle to control the run game.
Yep.
And get your athletes out in space.
Looks like we have a timeout. Barnesville.
Timeout Barnesville. Wrong personnel maybe.
Looking around the stands, looks like we have some pretty good mass cooperation going on. So that's good, so we don't get shut down or anything.
That's always a good sign, you know. With everything crazy going on, you just, at this point, kind of got to comply and do what the experts tell you.
I'm sure there's some OHSAA officials here tonight, so we got to really keep our mask on so we don't get shut down. Oh, wow.
So hopefully the Rocks get things straightened out here after the timeout. We got 7:08 left here until halftime. Looks like Luke Schultz, Justin Jackson, Jaden Lucas, Gavin Carpenter,
Jacob Starr,
Jake Belay, Hannis, Woods, Detling,
Bliss.
Connor, and Bliss.
Oh, what? False start, it looks like. False start against Beaver Local.
Shot themselves in their own foot right
there.
there.
I mean, yeah, it's good for us.
Trying to trick the defense with a dummy call, and they tricked themselves.
I remember my senior year, we had a hard time adjusting. Well, the line had a hard time adjusting to that when we first put it in. It's the kind of thing that you get used to.
So it'll be 1st and 15 here for Johnson and the Beavers, and they're going to go trips right. And then he's dropping the pass, and he's going to throw it out to Krulik here. Ran a nice little hitch, and he's going to get knocked out around that first down marker.
Looked like Bliss kind of slipped out of it when he went to come out of his back pedal.
Yeah.
Looked like he was a little too far off the receiver right there, but I'm sure they'll correct it.
And it's going to be about 2nd and short.
I'll tell you what, Spencer Bliss, he played pretty well last week while he was in there. He came out for a concussion, I believe, after the weather delay, but he played pretty well when he was in there.
Yeah, he did a really nice job.
He had a punt return, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We took a couple of those back last week.
Gage Hannis had one, Spencer had one.
It looks like they're going to... It was a makeshift measure. I don't really understand that. Did they walk the beanie over or what? But they're going to move the chains.
I wasn't really paying much attention. I mean, but I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Next thing you know, they awarded Beaver Local a down. So nice play there by Krulik. That's the first time we've mentioned his name tonight. He caught a touchdown pass for him last week.
Who did they play last week?
They played East Liverpool.
Did they win?
No, they lost. And I'll give you the score here. They lost 27-15 last week to their rival East Liverpool, the Potters.
Looks like a bubble.
Looks like a bubble here to Dylan Moore.
That's a hold down here at the bottom of the screen. They called it. There we go.
Call the hold.
Oh, there's some extracurricular 34.
Nice
I'm
tackle there by
surprised.
Hannes.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't call anything right there. 34. Who is that? I don't see him on the roster, but he looks like he shoved Belay after it.
So they're going to get the Beavers with a holding here. And that's really tough to do when you're blocking in space like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, once they get away from you, you just kind of got to let go and show your hands.
Once the referees, they're taught, once they see an extension, that jersey stretch, they're going to nail you for a holding.
I mean, it's easy to see you're right there that no one's around.
Especially out in the open like that. You can kind of get away with it in the thick of things when you're like a guard or a center.
You can almost call it every time for the lineman, but when you're out in open like that, you can't really get away with it.
Hurdle quarterback Matthew Burkhardt said that's the best thing. I wasn't a good blocker. I was a good holder.
I would have to agree with that.
That's the art of blocking is the art of holding. I was once told by a good O-line coach. So Johnson will take the snap. Looks like he almost bobbled it. Hitting the backfield by Jackson. He's still going to get a couple here, though.
Trying to see. Looks like Aiden Hansen on tackle. He's a little slow to get up. But
he's slow to get up. And he's hobbling around a little bit. Hate to see that. And that's one of the,
that'd be huge.
Yeah, that's one of the negatives playing your quarterback.
You can't afford to lose Aiden. He's had some problem with that ankle.
And you hate to see that, especially on senior night. My goodness.
I mean, you hate to see that in general, let alone on senior night. Hopefully he's okay. He's hobbling off there.
Ankles are really tough, you know. One of those things that just don't seem to go away. Once you get them, they kind of nag you for a while. Looks like his replacement is going to be Isaac Thompson coming in here in the game. Detling's going to shift back to safety. So here, second long here for the Beavers, and Johnson is going to. He had a guy in the seam.
Barnesville got away with one right there. He was wide open.
They've ran that play here a couple times so far, and that was the big play they had earlier.
So that was Nate Strauss intended on the pass right there. Luke Schultz coming off the field.
So it'll be third and about 18 here for the Beavers. We'll see what Coach McKenzie has.
We brought in another DB right there, as in C.J. Hannes.
Went to we dropped the lineman out, went to a 3 front. Looks like we're in a nickel defense here.
Jackson coming off the edge.
They're going to throw it up.
Oh, no.
Looks like he might have actually got a step there at the end off blitz, but it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah. Oh, we got lucky right there. He just overthrew it out of bounds.
Yep, and that was intended for number 22, Caleb White. It's going to bring up 4th down and potentially force the Beavers to punt here.
I'm getting a lot of Matthew Burkhardt vibes off this left-hand quarterback.
Yeah. Shout out to the old Rocks quarterback, Matty Burkhardt. Now at Ohio State. Looks like we're going to have Bliss and Detling deep back for the Shamrocks. And a must snap! He's still going to try to get it off, and he does. It's going to barely just go past the first down marker to about... It's going to take a Beaver roll to about the 34-yard line.
I mean, if you're Beaver Local, that's probably the best outcome you can have right there if you bobble that snap.
Extremely lucky.
That's actually pretty good awareness by the punter.
He did a nice job.
A lot of kids would really just try to run that right there instead of like pooching it real quick.
Yeah. Well, they might have learned last week because they had a big play against East Liverpool where that happened.
Okay.
Yep,
yeah.
They tried to punt it last week against East Liverpool. Kid got drilled, fumbled it, and East Liverpool had really good field position, went and scored an extra touchdown to seal the game last week.
That makes sense.
So I'm sure they talked him through that.
Need a ball in right there. We have C.J. Hannes at quarterback now for Aiden.
Oh, a little niner down here. He's going to take the snap, and he's going to hand it right off
flag
to Cameron Woods, but flag.
False start.
False start on the offense.
Looks like Aiden's getting taped up down there on the sideline, so hopefully he's able to come back in. He's a tough kid. I mean, it's going to take everything for him to not get back out there.
You know, especially in a shortened season like this,
yeah.
you know, he's probably going to try to do everything he can to get back on that field. You know, you normally got at least, you're guaranteed 10 games, but this year, you know, that number's cut down, so.
Fullback dive right there.
Try to run a little trap there to Jake Belay, and the Beavers are all over it. Beavers look like they're sensing a little bit. Barnesville's got a backup quarterback back in here, and they're just going to try to run it.
CJ being a sophomore, I'm sure they're going to run the ball these first couple series. They'll at least let him get his feet under himself.
Yeah.
Heck, I was nervous playing DB, let alone quarterback as a sophomore.
You played quarterback your junior year.
I would say I was a running back that would occasionally throw the flats. I wasn't much of a thrower.
You mean to tell me you didn't have an arm like Joe Burrow?
I don't think so. I remember watching him play his senior year down in Athens. Man, he was unbelievable then, too.
And
Screen.
Here, they're going to get him going here with the screen.
Look at this. Oh.
And that's going to go to Cameron Woods, right?
Yeah, it's Cameron.
And they're going to sniff that out. Looks like he had a little bit of daylight there.
He kind of turned back into the inside. I don't know if there wasn't enough juice on the throw or he's just a misplay by Woods. The DN, I think it was the DN that came back and made the tackle.
Yeah, because usually on the screen you want to suck those defenders up on your quarterback. You just want to dump it right over top of them, but right there. But they did a nice job retreating there.
Yeah. They bid on it at first, and then they did a good job recovering.
They did. I think the timing was a little off there. Maybe.
Yeah, that's probably just coming with that would come with experience with the first team reps.
Yep. So his hand is going to be back here in shotgun. They're going to blow this thing dead.
Call a timeout.
Call a timeout.
Barnesville takes a timeout with 3:31 left to go in the second quarter. Man, I tell you what, Brady, I was a little nervous before the game started, but now I'm starting to get used to it now.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good now. Once you start talking a little bit, it's pretty easy.
Yep. I would say I got my feet under me and took off running, but, you know.
Oh, man. So as Blake Allen tries to get things straightened out here for the Rocks, they're going to have the ball be 3rd and 14. That's tough for a young quarterback to try to pick up. Tough for any
back in
offense
his own territory.
Yeah.
Bliss down here at the bottom of the screen. Man, I'd like to see them run a comeback or something with Gage.
So here we go. Hannes in the gun. He's going to try to roll out to his left. Steps up, throws. Looks like it might have got tipped. Bliss is going to try to make a play, and it's incomplete.
Matter of fact, have you seen Gage Hannes in there in a while?
No.
He's down. He's not down, but he's on the sideline, down to the right.
Might be giving him a series off here. He's been playing both ways, so hopefully
it's just no injury. Oh, something just called Beaver Local. I wasn't paying much attention, but roughing the passer.
All right.
He's tough. He can suck it up. Aiden Hannes is back in the game now. That's big.
I'm sure that's exactly what Blake Allen wants to see. They got him taped up, and he's going to come back into the game. So a good sign for the Rocks. They're going to get a penalty, move them forward, automatic first down, and get their quarterback back. So you couldn't have scripted it any better, Blake.
I'm sure if my little brother completed that right there, he would have came home and told me how much a better quarterback he was than me tonight.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from about the 45. Hannes is going to give it to Belay. Nice hole. He's going to make a man miss. Make another man miss. Jake Belay.
Well, stiff arm. I love to see it. Flag there at the end. On the Barnesville sideline. Can you see what they're calling? I can't see her around this wall.
I can't see. And Belay looks
very upset. Mad. I don't know what the Barnesville crowd's pretty happy, but I don't know what they called.
Personal foul.
foul.
Horse collar. Okay.
Oh, that's big.
So they're
There
gonna
we
call a
go.
horse collar on Caden Foster, a Beaver local. He's a sophomore DB, so maybe that's a little bit of a inexperience right there. You know, having to make a tough play like that to save a touchdown, and you just do whatever you can, and you get up around the neck area, and they're going to flag that every time.
Oh yeah, especially with today's rules. I like seeing Blay being able to make them plays like that. Like he's been working pretty hard for his time to shine. It's finally coming.
So the Rocks are going to run up to the ball here. They're going typical I formation, and the whistle's blown. Mike McKenzie's going ballistic on their sideline, but they're going to run it. They're going to run a trap. And I mean, Mike McKenzie for Beaver Local, the head coach, is this going ballistic over there?
I don't know what he sees, but he must see something.
He's really upset. So I don't think we gained anything there. Maybe 6 inches there for Belay on the fullback trap.
I wonder if they're not like running like any pass plays because of Aiden's ankle. I'm guessing.
I don't know. That's tough to plan on.
Oh,
well,
I spoke too early.
He's got a lot of heat.
Oh.
He's going to do it. It's going to be a screen to Chase Connor. It's going to get sniffed out. Looks like Logan Krulik makes the tackle.
And Tanner Johnston. He's in there as well.
Looks like Jaden Lucas got out there on the perimeter, and it's really hard for a big guy to block a lot more athletic DB. And that's one of the toughest things you can do. The only thing you can really do is just kind of square up your feet, and you want to try to stab one side of that shoulder pad and make him choose a way and have your back cut off of you, but
just try and get in the way of him so he can't go straight to the ball carrier.
It's a really tough thing to do. So
trips up top of the screen.
That's going to set the Rocks here about 3rd and 13. Hannes rolls out and he's got a guy in a flag.
Oh, that's Isaac Thompson, intended receiver.
Thompson is off the fingertips, rolls out of bounds. That's going to bring up a 4th and about 12 here for the Rocks. Boy, that looks weird.
Looks like we're going for it.
To the huddle.
Oh, I know.
It's
kind of hard to get used to.
Yeah. It's almost like you're in practice or something, on like a rainy day.
Yep.
So 4th down, Hannes is going to come out in shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the left, Chase Connor at tight end, and A.J. Detling down here at the bottom of the screen. Hannes has got a little bit of time here, a little bit of pressure. One man misses, the next man gets him. It looks like it's going to be number 63, Dakota Warwick, the senior, 6'1", 200-pound Beaver, is going to come in and get the sack on the second try.
I'm just glad to see the ankles holding up for him.
Yeah.
That's one person Barnesville cannot lose.
You cannot afford to lose a quarterback, a senior leader. Looks like he's going to come off, though. Might not be playing defense.
Yeah, that's probably a smart move. Looks like A.J. Detling's a receiver. Not receiver, my bad, safety.
Barnesville's been rolling with this 4-4 defense, which means they got 4 down linemen, 2 inside backers, and 2 outside backers, leaving only 3 DBs on the field. But you know those outside backers, they're almost like DBs in themselves. You can draw it up any way you want. A nickel defense, 4-4, it's really all the same.
Yeah, and Chase and Cameron, both OBs, they can cover like almost like DBs. They're quick enough.
Yeah, they're very athletic. So the defense really fits the personnel they got, and they're going to.
Connor's rolling back.
They're going to rotate the 2 high look.
Another whistle.
Looks like maybe a
timeout
for
Beaver Local. Yep.
About a minute 44 left to go here in the half.
Barnesville is up 15-7 on Beaver Local. Man, we got a pretty good game on our hands right now.
Yeah. Let's take the time here, Cade, to thank Barnesville Schools for letting us do this.
Yeah,
How about Colton Strauss with Strauss Films here, setting up all the equipment and the cameras and everything. You're doing a great job, Colton.
Yeah, this is huge for the community that's not able to attend. Like they can watch this live stream. I mean, try to make the best out of a crappy situation.
That's exactly right.
School is doing the best they can.
Extremely thankful for everyone. A lot of hard work went into this. Colton put a lot of hours and deserves a thank you. So maybe on Facebook, y'all can, or Twitter, can @Strauss Films. Give him a big thank you for all the hard work he and his brother Noah have done.
And I believe Drew is also helping Colton out with the ferry game.
The ferry game, that's right. Colton's doing a lot of the ferry game. So here's Johnson. They're going to run
Luke Schultz!
Almost picked by Luke Schultz! The senior defensive end.
He almost picks off. He's kind of reach up and swatted. It was right
He-
beside his chest.
That's one of those things you see ball, hit ball. If he would have picked it off, he might have went with it. But that's a nice play nonetheless. You can't really expect a lineman to pick off the
No.
football. So we're going to go to second 10
10.
here for Beaver Local.
Got trips at the top of the screen.
Nice play there by Schulte.
Man, I tell you what, Schulte, he's a really strong kid.
Very strong, just like his older brother.
Logan.
And Johnson's going to take it around the left end. And
Someone got a
maybe
nice
enough
lick in
for
there.
a first down.
Cameron Woods got a nice lick on Johnson right there.
You know, that's one of those things that you coach and you harp on so much in high school football is keeping the contain of the quarterback. Usually your quarterback's your best athlete.
Yep.
And it's one of those things you just don't want him scrambling around, making plays, because he's probably their biggest threat. So if you can keep him in the pocket where he's not comfortable, it's going to benefit you. But right there, he was able to break the containment and get around, and looks like they're going to measure this here. So maybe a first down. It's very close. I think he might have got it, though.
I don't know if you remember Ryan LaFollette from Monroe Central. That's how Monroe Central won most of their games. Him just buying time till someone could get open, or he saw green and just ran the ball.
Yeah, he killed us. What year was
That was
that?
my junior year. His senior year, I believe.
Yeah, he's now at Wheeling University. He was
He
had
did-
some kind of conference honors there.
Yeah,
too.
he did pretty good last year.
He's a nice player over there for Coach Bruni.
That's a son of a longtime Martins Ferry coach, now retired Dave Bruni.
And they're going to bring this out to measure. And the official has the football. That's the first time I've seen an official touch a football.
Yeah. Looks like they don't get it.
It looks like it's going to be short.
Yep.
Boy, I don't know. If I was Mike
I mean,
McKenzie, I'd probably be going ballistic.
Hey.
That's kind of touchy when the official spots a football like that where it wasn't already played.
Hey, if that center moves it up that half a yard, they get that right there.
Yep. And Johnson's going to be under center here. I'd expect a quarterback sneak.
Oh,
it looks
yeah.
like the Rocks have pinched to a double A gap look. And we'll see who's the tougher man. And it looks like Beaver's going to get it.
They get the first down with 1:22 left to go in the second quarter.
So they're going to have to kick it in gear here and try to get some quick plays off here to move down the field and get a score.
About almost they have about 55 yards to go for a touchdown.
So we'll see what Coach McKenzie has scripted up here for the Beavers as Johnson comes back with, he's got trips right. Looks like Krulik at the top of the screen all alone. We've seen that look all night. And here's Johnston. He's got a guy right down the seam. Number 1, Dylan Moore.
That's been open almost all night.
They have. They found a hole in the defense, and they continue to attack it.
Krulik is, Dylan Moore is kind of hopping around after that play.
Yeah, and I'm sure the Beaver fans hate to see that as he's made a plethora of plays tonight here.
Hopefully, Barnesville can make some adjustments at the half to cut that play back.
So here the Beavers are going to a 2-by-2 look. And they're going to fake the sweep, keep it, and they're going to get enough for the first down with about 40 seconds of counting right now. You're going to see a timeout here from Coach McKenzie. So good game managing there. And it's actually, now see, that's the bad thing about, it's not like a video game where you can just instantly call timeout and you know that clock's not going to tick. Coach McKenzie's yelling timeout right there and signaling it to the referee for a solid 3 to 4 seconds. And that clock's going to tick all the way down to 36.1. So Coach McKenzie losing 4 precious seconds there.
I mean, hey, that's good for us.
Good for us, definitely. That's one of those things as a coach, it's frustrating. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. And the Beavers hate to see it, but it's definitely in favor of the Rocks.
I'm guessing Barnesville's going to put another DB in here sometime to kind of like prevent defense.
Yeah, we'll probably go to that 30 look, 3 linemen up front, and they're going to try to limit the pass.
I don't know about this play, but probably right before the half at least.
Looks like they're going to try to measure this again. They're going to use the timeout, and they're going to measure it. There's Mayor Dale Bunning coming out with the chain gang. In case you guys didn't know how this works, they will put a marker on whatever
first down, Beaver Local.
Whatever markers in the middle, like the 5 or 10 yard line, and they'll put that, and that's how they keep the chain straight. And it's going to be enough for a Beaver Local first down. So it'll be first.
What
and
did you
10.
say the clock was at before?
36.1.
Okay, never mind. I thought you said 34.
Nope, 36.1.
Heard someone yelling something about the clock down below us, but couldn't make out what they were saying.
Boy, it's getting a lot cooler out here tonight.
That's a perfect night for football.
Perfect. Beautiful night. Couldn't ask for better weather. So here's Johnson. He's all alone in the backfield. He's got a wing. 3 receivers to his left. He's going to
Could've been a
throw
hold
out to
there.
an out route in the flats, and he's going to get out of bounds. And that was number 2, Dorian Jackson, with a nice pickup for the Beavers.
It's a nice job to get out of bounds right there by Jackson. Smart play.
You know, that was one of those things where you just kind of coached up. You roll out to the right, and you run an out route to the right, and you hope that they're being over preventative on the defensive side, and they're going to play more over the top and leave that flat open in which you can dink and dunk your way down the field and hit the sidelines to get out of bounds to stop the clock. So here we go with Johnson's got trips to his right.
Can't see who's up top by himself.
Monte in the backfield. Looks to be Krulik up top. Johnson's going to throw it to Krulik. It was a
Didn't
hitch.
get out of bounds. That's
and they're
big.
going to say he did get out of bounds.
Oh, wow. It didn't look like
well,
it
it
from
didn't
here.
matter because the clock's on the
Okay,
stop because
chains.
first down.
Yep.
And that was just a nice hitch. You know, they ran at about 12 yards right there.
Yeah. I don't know if the DBs need to come up towards receivers a little more or what.
But
I get they're not trying to. They're trying to prevent like a long score right here. That's the big thing.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where if you got to take away the big play here in a situation like this, you know, only 19.6 seconds left to go. You got to take away the big play.
Yep.
But that just leaves a lot of yardage down in the middle.
I mean, let them take what they get as long as they don't score right here.
You know, Coach McKenzie's looking at this going, you got to take what the defense gives us. And well, they got a place kicker. So
That's
maybe
right.
maybe they're going to try to get into a Flatty's range and try to put one through. So we'll see what's happening.
I don't know what was called,
a lot of
but
screaming coming
I
out
know.
of the Barnesville side of things here. So here we go. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 32. Johnson's in the shotgun.
Referee is signaling the clock start.
Look at Gavin
Gavin
Carpenter,
Carpenter's
big
going,
pressure,
no,
but that's because
screen.
of screen to Joe Monty.
Oh,
Monty's still going. He's going to get wrapped up by Chase Connor down to around the
15.
15. They're going to
14.
chuck a flag in there at the end.
Hopefully it's against Beaver Local.
Hopefully that can negate that play.
Yeah.
A face mask on Barnesville. And since they're at the 15-yard line, that's going to be half
This
the
is
distance
big.
to the goal.
This is big.
That's going to move them. Oh, we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be around the 7 or so.
This will be a big play in the game right here.
Yep,
within these last 9.1 seconds.
That's right. 9.1 seconds left on the clock. Ball's on the 7. After the penalty, they cut it half the distance to the goal. It looks like Beavers having a little trouble getting the substitution in. Krulik's going to go up top of your screen. Someone's going to use a timeout, and they are not
I hear a
happy.
lot of screaming. Barnesville fans do not appear to be happy.
For whatever reason, man, it seems like there's been a lot of official timeouts.
I know. Bliss is jumping around the field. He might have heard the referee say something.
You know, even though there's only 300 or so people here tonight, there's been a lot of yelling out of the Barnesville side here.
Barnesville brought a good crowd for
which is always how it is at Barnesville. It's tough to come in here and play.
even through these. Oh, yeah, of course. The atmosphere here is just insane. It's my favorite place to play.
Oh, for sure. 100%. The fans are always great.
There's no better feeling than the Friday Night Lights at Shamrock Stadium.
And there's definitely a home field advantage when you play at Shamrock Stadium on the grass. As the officials get things straightened out down here, they're giving the
Putting
explanation.
9.1 seconds back on the clock.
Gave Blake the explanation there. And they're going to get this thing rolling here. You said 9.1?
Yep.
So Johnson's back there all by himself, the empty formation. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left, including Krulik. And 22 is going to come in motion. He's going to throw it to Krulik. Slant, caught.
Wow.
Touchdown
what
for
a
the
catch.
Beavers. Nice catch.
That was a nice catch.
Nice diving catch by Krulik.
That was impressive.
He was one of our players to watch here at the beginning of the game. And he's going to come up and make a huge play here with 4 seconds to go to halftime.
Puts it 15-13.
And now we'll probably see Mike McKenzie go for two
here, yeah.
To try to tie it up. There's no point in kicking the extra point. that 1 point's not going to make or break you. You got to try to tie it.
That was a huge play right there.
What a catch, though.
Yeah.
Wonder if Don Sloan's here.
I saw a News 9 car out there.
Might be an electrifying play of the week. I don't know. That's a heck of a catch. I hate to see it on the other side, but credit when credit's due.
Let me guess, Brady, you're going to try to recruit that kid to Marietta now like every other high school player you talk to. I'm just playing.
You got to get kids to play. So here we go for the 2-point conversion for the Beavers.
Motion.
Johnson's going to send a kid in motion. It looks like he's going to throw it back.
I couldn't see. I think he scored, though.
Caleb White. Looked like they had a lot of action going to that left side, and they kind of ran a little throwback to the tailback onto the right side. He's going to sneak in. They're going to tie this thing up right here before half.
15 all with 4 seconds before half.
And what a momentum killer that is for the Shamrocks. You're playing really good all half, and they just dink and dunk their way down the field right before halftime and tie it up.
Tell you what, that face mask, that was huge.
The face mask was devastating. Went half the distance to the goal. You know, penalties like that are what make or break you. Special teams, the little things like that.
I mean, compared to last week, Barnesville's really cut back on the penalties, I think.
Yeah, they've really cleaned it up for the most part. You know, but that's just one of those things where you get a timely penalty like that that just kills you at the worst. You know, you wish it would have came at a different time or not at all, to be honest.
Keep in mind, this is only these two teams' second, game of the year. They had one scrimmage before their first game, so this is only their second time actually going against another school.
Yeah, competing against another school. That's exactly right.
Third, I should say.
You know, in a normal year, you get two or three scrimmages, you know, and you get a couple passing scrimmages in there. But with everything going on, your experience, the opportunity to go compete against another school just wasn't there this year. So here's Flatty to kick off with 4 seconds left. And he's going to pooch it down the middle of the field.
Oh, someone better get on it. Belay gets on it. Bryce Hall is the one that touched it first.
Bryce Hall's head. Belay's going to jump on it. 1.5 seconds. I'm expecting a knee here.
Yeah, especially with Aiden being banged up. Just take the knee and go into halftime, make some adjustments, come back out.
Yep. But overall, I mean, the Shamrocks have played a pretty good game so far. You know, other than a couple nice plays there on that last drive to Beaver Local.
Yeah. Pretty good play calls for Barnesville, and they've been executing for the most part.
Really good play calls. You know, they've kind of did what they wanted at will. They just, you know, Beaver Local got the ball there, at, you know, with about a minute 30 left or so, and they took advantage of it. You know, Barnesville really has controlled the clock for the most part of this game. But with the speedy offense like how Beaver Local has, that's the thing. They have the ability to score quick, which it sucks, but it doesn't, because you want to control the clock and put as much pressure on them to have to do that, which is really hard in high school.
Look at this. Justin Jackson. Oh, never mind. I thought he was lined up or receiver for a second, kind of like a disguise. Look, they did that last week with Luke Schultz, I believe.
So here we go, expecting Hannes to take a knee here. And then he's going to hand it off.
To Woods.
Going to make a man miss.
That'll send us into the half.
He's going to get a first down there, so pad the stats a little bit there.
Yeah.
So it's halftime. We got a score of 15-15. A heck of a ball game, Kate.
Yeah, I've been impressed by both teams, honestly.
You know, Beavers made a couple nice plays, and we've certainly made a lot of nice plays. You know, Gage Hannes earlier in the game, Jacob Boulay.
Hopefully Gage Hannes is okay. I haven't seen him out there in a while.
Yeah.
That's one thing that kind of slipped under our attention, but hopefully he's okay.
Yeah. You know, whatever may be nagging him or an injury.
I mean, that's probably one of the key parts of our, I know it's one of our key parts of our offense.
It's one of the key parts of the offense.
Looks like we have the band coming out here to give us a halftime show now.
What's that?
The band's coming out here now to give us a halftime show.
Oh. And here is the Shamrock Marching Band. Quick scores update from around the valley. Fort Fry's up 21-20 over Warren at halftime.
Really?
Marietta winning
Fort Fry, they have a good program down there.
They really do. Coach Tuck does a nice job. East Liverpool, who just beat Beaver Local last week, is up 21-7 over Indian Creek at half. Wheeling Park is leading St. Clairsville 14-7 at halftime. That's a big game down there. Lindsley's up 14-0 over Ferry. The Union Local Jets up 13-0 over Buckeye Local, who Barnesville just handled last week. Edison up 10-8 over
Speaking of
Knott
Union
Valley.
Local, thoughts and prayers go out to Hayden McCray. I heard he's had some health issues. So
Yeah, they said he went in for surgery last week.
Yeah.
Which stinks after his first game.
He did good. He did good too.
He did.
Yeah. I hate to see him over there for UL, but
yeah,
wish him nothing but the best of luck.
That's for sure. A really good kid, and you hope he keeps churning. You hate to see him leave. Barnesville is a very talented player.
Oh yeah.
Great speed. You just hate to see him leave. And here's the Shamrock Marching Band. And we're back to start the second half here. The tie ball game between Beaver Local and Barnesville, 15-15 score.
Gavin Carpenter doing the kicking duties now that Aiden's ankle's kind of bummed up.
Yeah, that's smart to give him a little relief there. Halftime went pretty quick. It was cut down to 10 minutes due to all the new rules and regulations. It usually is 20. It was only 10 minutes now.
We really had enough time to feed our face.
That's right. We did get a piece of sheet cake courtesy of Melissa Carpenter, the great cook. And here's the kickoff. Dylan Moore's going to take it for Beaver Local. He's got a team. Uh-oh.
Spencer Bliss in there with tackle again.
Bliss is going to gain from behind around the 45-yard line. So nice return there for the Beavers. Thank you, Melissa Carpenter, for the dessert. Spectacular. I usually don't complain about food, and I definitely don't if she makes it. So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 45 for the Beavers.
Big thing now is Gage Hannis is back in the field.
That's right, Gage Hannis is back on. You brought that up last half. He was out. We didn't really notice it for a while.
You got Owen Wise beside him
At OB here in that 4-4 defense. Beaver's going to go 2-by-2. A fake.
Oh, wow.
Krulik with a heck of a catch.
One-handed catch.
One-handed. Ball was thrown behind him. Sticks that lengthy arm out there and snags it. And he's going to get the first down, too. Nice catch and run. So nice pitch and catch there from Johnson to Krulik.
Yeah, that was impressive.
And they're just continually to hit that seam.
Look, quick slant type thing. Hitch. I mean, not hitch, but
Like a
seam, whatever you want to call it.
And here they're going to give it to Mont. Mont's going to find a seam. He's going to get to the sideline. And down. Delling tries to tackle him.
He's eventually brought down.
And they're going to call him just short of the pylon.
Looks like he's at the 5.
No, it's closer. No, maybe not. That's about the 4.
I mean, I know you're a little older than me, but your eyes shouldn't be that bad by now.
Looked like he got closer. He might have rolled out of bounds. I don't know. They're going to blow this dead.
False start. It's Beaver Local.
My mistake on the last play. That was Caleb White with the nice run.
Okay.
Not Mont. Mont's the typical usual running back. It was Caleb White, a sophomore, 5'11", 165. Showed some nice wheels there. Made a couple guys miss.
That was a pretty good run.
So here Beaver's going to get back in this Maryland I with 2 fullbacks. They're going to hand it off and give it a direct snap. ISO. Gavin Carpenter looks to be there. And they might push. They're pushing a pile really close to that goal line, down to about the 2.
That was White again, the ball carrier. His helmet looks like it came off, so he's going to have to come out for at least one
Caleb
play.
White will have to come out of the game. Barnesville's got to get into this goal line type defense, start covering up all the gaps.
We need to get a stop right here. I mean, they have the momentum right now.
Yeah, so they're going to stay in that Maryland I. And they're going to hand it off again to number 25, and he's going to get hit.
Someone got
Knocked back
there.
around the 1, and that was Joe Monte. Looks like he was. It looked like he was going to dive in there, and someone came in and redirected him. Did a really nice job.
But someone cleaned that up pretty nice.
Got a clean shot on him too, which often doesn't happen down near the goal line.
No.
Very rarely do you get a clear shot on somebody. So here we go, 3rd and goal for the Beavers. They're in that Maryland I, and they're going to hand it off to White, and he's going to get stopped.
Man, there we go. Great play by Barnes. A flag.
There's a flag coming in, though. It looked to be Jacob Starr, Jacob Boulay in on a tackle, but there's a flag. We'll see what's up here.
Oh, no.
That's a below-the-knee cut block, I believe. Personal foul. Personal foul.
Yeah. Personal foul. I don't know against who, but that's...
I wish we had a number.
I know. If Barnesville starts getting these personal fouls...
Yeah. Well, the bad thing about that, this is going to be half the distance to the goal, and it's going to be an automatic first down. You know,
they had, what, 3 plays where they stood them up near the goal line?
Yeah.
That's big.
And Blake's out there trying to get an explanation. The bad thing, it ain't like the MLB. You can't go out there and change a call. Once it's made, it's made. And
if it's a bad call, I get why he's upset, though.
oh, for sure. He's got to go out there and plead his case and fight for his guys. You love to see it as a player.
Oh, you love that.
You just wish the outcome would change, but every time you go out there and argue, it just never does. Well, they haven't changed the down marker yet. I thought it should have been an automatic first down, but maybe not.
I don't know exactly what they call, but
and they're trying to figure things out. I think they might be trying to get them to change.
I honestly can't tell.
Because I'm pretty sure. Nope, it's going fourth. They're holding up a fist, which signals 4. Okay.
I couldn't tell if it was a fist or
I couldn't tell what it was. Yeah. So it's going to be 4th down. So what a break for the Rocks. A lot better than first down. So they got one try here. Beaver does to get it in from the 4. And they lost some yards on that last play. White's going to be deep in the backfield behind number 30 and number 63. Johnson's going to pitch it to him. He's going to get downhill, and he's in for the Beaver Local touchdown. Boy, that was a massive hole opened up right there, Cade.
Yep. Yes, it was.
Beaver did a nice job. That's one of those things where you turn around and you pitch it to him, but he gets downhill. Normally when you pitch it, he's trying to get to the outside. Right there, he stuck his foot and went north and south.
I mean, Barnesville held him for those 3 plays, and then right there it is. Couldn't hold him.
Yeah, but Coach McKenzie's Beavers were able to get the one that mattered, sadly. So that's going to extend the lead to 21-15, barring the after point here from Flotty. Jackson the hold. Here's the snap. They get a rusher on the left side, but it's up and good over the new field house. So the Beaver Local Beavers are going to take a 22-15 lead here over the Shamrocks.
9-11 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Still plenty of time, though. No reason to panic. You know, they went down. They had a nice drive. I mean, Beaver Local's been putting together some offensive continuity. But this is one of those things where they're going to have to regroup. Senior leadership is going to have to step up and make a couple plays. That's right. You need to put together. That's right. A big play, something to change momentum and get the thing back on our side. Go punch one in here real quick, and we'll be all right.
Hopefully we can, Barnesville can stop that little quick seam route.
Yeah. That needs to be addressed because the OBs are going out and covering the flats, and our inside linebackers, they're playing run first, so they're stepping up and they're dropping back into that hook zone kind of thing, and that's leaving that seam open in between the OB and the inside linebacker, and obviously your safeties are playing about 10 to 12 off the ball. So there's a nice seam there. That needs to be addressed as we move forward.
We got Owen Wise, Gage Hannis, and Spencer Bliss back deep. I'm really glad to see Gage back there.
Yeah, that's a good feeling. Yep. Beaver Local staying in that same kickoff formation, 4 kicker 6. And they're going to kick it down to over Owen Wise's head, down around the 3. He's going to pick it up. And he's going to get wrapped up. And he's fighting for extra yards. Looks to be around the 19-yard line. That thing got over his head, and that's not good when it gets over your guys' head.
Nice kick.
It was a really nice kick.
Yeah.
You know, what an advantage it is to have a really good kicker like that.
Like when you have someone that can just concentrate on their kicks and practice them daily.
Yeah.
That's big.
You know, you kind of wonder if he's a soccer kid. Being from a bigger school, maybe he's a soccer kid.
That's one thing that's not really too common down here.
No, not in this area. There's really not too many soccer programs around here.
Not that many.
So
Hannis lined up the quarterback, so that's exciting.
That's always a good thing. So here's Hannis. He's going to throw a bubble screen out to Gage Hannis. Makes a guy miss. Makes another man miss. He's down the sideline. Going to get taken down around the 30, and he's going to have enough for a first down, I think.
It's good to see him back out there in full speed.
You know, those are the two guys who Barnesville's offense goes through, and I'm sure Blake seeing both of those guys makes him nervous. He probably feels a lot more comfortable now. The playbook opens it back up, so you can feel comfortable to call anything you want.
It's hard to do things when you're on your 2 best athletes out in the field. That's
exactly right. So here we go. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 30. Jackson's going to bring the ball up. We got Bliss. Oh, he's got to burn a timeout. Not enough gentlemen on the field. Not enough guys on the field. They were missing a receiver. Looked like maybe Cameron Woods.
Cameron Woods out there. Spencer Bliss is running around.
It's never a good thing. You know, that's always one of the big issues that we've had the last couple of years is getting
especially, that was a big problem.
Getting the correct personnel in there. It's not just lining up X's and O's. You know, there's certain formations, there's certain personnel. You got to have certain guys on the field, and you draw it up for them. And it's just with all the fuss going on. You know, after a score, after a big play, it's hard when there's all that commotion going on. That's where you got to really zone in on that stuff. And good football teams don't have those issues. So it's one of those things that Blake Allen and the Rocks have got to try to improve on here as they move forward. You know, that's a veteran receiver group, so maybe it's just a fluke there, and hopefully we don't see that again the rest of the game.
It has gotten better as they've gotten older.
Yeah. So up top of the screen we got Isaac 14. Down south we have AJ Detling is going to be on the line, Spencer Bliss off the line. The Rocks are going to be in that strong I formation, and they got a go route over A.J. Detling's head, incomplete. Tanner Johnston on the coverage.
That was pretty decent coverage there.
You know, that looked like all go routes right there.
I mean, that's not a bad ball by Aiden, though. I mean, put it to where either your guy can get it or no one can. Something that I did not do very well.
That sideline is your friend. So here we go. It'll be 2nd and 10. Thompson up top. Hannison the shotgun. He's going to put Gage Hansen in motion, and they're going to run that signature play Blake Allen has. And Beaver Local is ready for it. And they're going to throw a flag here on the end of the play. And it's going to be against Beaver Local. A little extracurricular there.
Like I don't know what number it was. Looked like he shoved Gage a little bit after he tackled him.
That play right there that Blake always runs, that's a play that's highly coveted by a lot of coaches in the Valley. They put that usually Gage Hansen in motion. You put your best athlete in motion, and then when you're in motion, you can't go towards the line of scrimmage, or otherwise it's going to be a penalty. So you have him orbit in the backfield, and when you snap it, plant the foot and get into a handoff relationship with the quarterback, and you just run your normal power, ISO, tray kind of stuff, but you got a full head of steam because you've been running a couple steps.
Pretty successful because I did that a lot my senior year.
Yeah.
Right, same exact way.
So here we go. Hannes is going to hand it off to Gage, and they're going to run power right behind Luke Schultz. And looks like they're here for the Rocks. They ran a power play to the left where they pulled the right guard. So here we go. It'll be 2nd and 8 here for the Rocks. See what Blake Allen has up his sleeve here. And they're going to give a fullback dive to Jake Belay. And he's going to get stood up after about a yard.
It's getting pretty physical here in the second half. I like it.
You know, at first we were really taking it to them up front and physically dominating them. And it looks like they're giving us everything we want right now.
Yep. Looks like Spencer Bliss is running the play in.
You know, up front defensively for Beaver Local, they got a lot of veteran guys up there. They also talked about they had a couple guys move over from different positions to fill their need because they're very small this year. So a lot of inexperienced linemen. As the pass is incomplete to Gage Hannes. And Beaver Local's coach Mike McKenzie talked about how a lot of those guys did the unselfish thing and went to go play offensive defensive line, which shows you the leadership of those kids.
If you want to be successful, you have to have kids that are willing to make sacrifices like that.
So it'll be 4th and about 6 here at midfield. You know, when you're around that midfield range, you kind of might be looking for a fake here, Cade, around midfield.
I don't know right here.
I mean, down a couple points. Gage Hannes is going to punt, though. And it's going to be right down the middle to Dylan Moore. And I don't know if he...
I don't
think he signaled fair catch. Or he tried to let up or he didn't, but they didn't call it regardless. So it's going to be Beaver Local ball here around the 18.
Oh, well, I'm seeing Chase Connor. He's out of the pads on the sideline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, down there.
That's not good. We haven't seen him much tonight. He caught a couple touchdown passes last week in that play action scheme, and you hate to see him out right now.
I don't know what happened, but that is not good for Barnesville.
Looks like Barnesville's going to drop back into a too high look, playing around. Safety's playing around 10 yards.
You got Aiden back in there at safety.
Beaver Local's going to run that low quarterback power play they've been running all night. Johnson's going to get around the edge, but a flag comes in. He gets decked!
Nice hit.
Gets decked by Jake Belay. What a hit!
What a hit by Belay.
Took his feet from out underneath of him. It's going to be a holding on Beaver Local. So in the Shamrocks' favor there. Jade Lucas trotting off the field. Give him a breather. Nice to see Hannes back there at safety again. Jacob Starr at defensive end. So Johnson's going to have trips to his right, and he's going to set the pass. He's going to look for Krulik again. He's going to make another nice catch. They're going to split that in half. That's just a simple curl route where he's running that guy off and then he's planting his foot, turn around, the ball's there. It's great timing by those two.
I don't know if Spencer's looking in the backfield or he's just not able to come up there.
Maybe a little afraid to get burnt.
Yeah, I get that.
You don't want to give it the big play, but you can't let him chunk you all night either. That's why the game's fun. So Johnson's going to have a 2-by-2 formation here, still in the gun like usual as we've seen all night. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to get out around the left edge. But there's a penalty marker down. Came from that line judge over here on the Barnesville sideline. Jaden Lucas going back into the game. Quentin Leisure. Nice to see him playing.
He's a pretty talented sophomore.
He really is. He was in 7th grade when I started coaching, and he really made a difference at that level. Obviously, at junior high, there's not a whole lot of big kids, and it's nice to see him progress and mature and develop into a good player.
Speaking of junior high, Barnesville junior high this year was pretty talented too.
They shellapped Bridgeport last week.
Pretty sure this 8th grade team's the best one we've had in a while.
Yeah, very talented. So with about 5 minutes and 27 seconds left here in the third quarter, Beaver Local is going to have a 2nd and 14 here. With trips right in the backfield. And the Barnesville's got their D-line standing up, trying to get a pass rush. They're going to run a screen now, and it is dropped by White. Well, wouldn't that have been nice if you could catch it?
Yeah, they just bounced right up to him.
It bounced right up to him, but fortunately those aren't the rules. Maybe in rugby, though.
To be honest, I don't know much about rugby, so I could not tell you.
Luke Schultz coming out of the game here. And looks like they're going to go to that 30 front. Maybe. Yeah, they've only got 3 linemen out there. So they're in their nickel defense.
Carpenter, Lucas, and Starr at the D-line.
We'll see if they can provide some pressure here and get Johnson uncomfortable. He's had a nice connection with Krulik here in the second half. And he's going to try to get outside. They're going to string it out. Jackson's on the spy. Carpenter's going to get to him.
He was looking for that same curl route right there. Bliss did a better job covering it.
You know, I thought they broke contain there for a second, but Gavin Carpenter did a really nice job of staying with it, tracking down. They also had that spy, former D lineman Justin Jackson on. So he was spying that quarterback the whole time. You know, you got a good athlete like that, you got to have a guy accounted for him too, because he's just as a threat as anyone else.
Yep. We got Bliss and Gage Hands back deep.
I can't. Looks like Monte to punt. And it's going to be a short one.
Get away from it.
Get away from it.
I lost. Oh,
Get away. No. What?
Did it hit? I can't tell.
I think it might have hit a Barnesville player. And they might get the ball back here, folks. They're going to be a flag. It's going to be a sideline warning on them. But they haven't had one yet, so it's not going to have any yardage tacked on. And I think they're trying to say it might have hit off Owen Wise. I couldn't tell.
I couldn't see.
I know Owen sprinted over towards it. You know, it's one of those things where if it accidentally hits you, you're probably better off just running the opposite way, because if you turn around and run towards it, they're going to think it hit you. It's one of those things like in baseball where if you get hit by a pitch, you might as well, cry murder. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's hard to tell.
And it looks like they are going to give it to Beaver Local here.
I mean, that's hard to tell.
You know,
as a returnman.
Oh yes.
You have no idea what's happening, especially if you're not deep. I remember we were punting at one time, and I was running out. I came out around top of the helmet, so it's easy to.
You know, you don't know where the ball's at. So, unfortunate play here for the Rocks. You know, it was a short punt. Made a nice stand.
Man, hate to see that.
So they're going to give the ball back to Beaver Local. Now, here's the thing. So they must have marked it off for the penalty. They must have called a personal foul. Because I didn't think they had a sideline warning yet.
I didn't really see what they called.
I didn't see what they called. But they are going to mark off 15 off of that, which is good for the Rocks, but you just hate to get the ball back right back to them. 5:03 left here in the third quarter as Tanner Johnson is going to get into the I formation here, that Maryland I, two fullbacks, and they're just going to probably try to eat up clock.
Nice play.
Nice play. They're going to throw a flag. Cameron Woods and another kid got tangled up over at the sidelines. Nice play there by Jacob Starr. And it looks like Cameron Woods got tangled up with someone on the top side of the screen. Someone went flying down over there. You don't know what was said. You don't know what happened, really. But they threw the flag on it right now.
I mean, I get in the heat of the moment it's hard to control yourself like that, but at this point in the game, you can't be having those penalties.
Yeah. You know, late here in the third quarter, you know, that's a tough one to swallow if you're Blake Allen.
That's been a problem for Barnesville the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Late personal fouls.
And I don't know who they've called this on, though. They haven't declared what the actual call was. Here we go. They're going to call it on Beaver.
There we go. Love to see that.
Huh. By the looks of that, I think we might have got away with one there, Kate. It looks like we might have did a little more damage, but you'll take everything you can get.
I saw the tail end of it, so I couldn't tell you. I was looking at Star make a tackle.
So there we go. Rocks catch a break.
Yep.
We're going to back them up. It's going to be second and a mile.
Wow. Huge.
That's a huge call.
Second, about 25, it looks like.
And the kid that was in that fracas there was still down.
Yeah. Can't tell who it is. Looks like
maybe
63, I believe.
63. So here we go. Johnson's going to be in the shotgun. Rocks got their D-line staying up to try to get some pressure. They're going to get around that right side. Owen Wise trying to string it out. He's going to get to the sideline. And here he goes. Tanner Johnson's going to get lit up by Spencer Bliss down to about the 46, 47. And the kick gets thrown down. Whoa!
I don't get that. The referee's right there.
He's right there. That call's got to be made. You know, a kick gets knocked down like that. I mean, a flag's got to be thrown.
That was really late.
The whistles were already blown. I don't really get how he could be 2 feet away from that and not call it. So after the big play, Beaver Local is going to be on about the 46-yard line. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. See if the Rocks can generate some pressure, stop this running game. Another timeout for Beaver Local. So they're going to have 2 left, as well as Barnesville has 2 left. So that's something, you get in a close game down to the stretch, you got to manage your timeouts the best you can. You really like to be going into that last stretch, especially if it's a close game. You obviously want to have all 3, but that's not going to be the case here moving forward for either team.
I'm actually really proud of our guys right there to not retaliate after they were pushed around there.
Yeah, they did a really nice job. That comes down to all that senior leadership.
I mean, when they were freshmen and sophomores, they would have fought back.
They definitely would have fought back, but that shows you how much they've matured, how much they've grown as men. And that's one of the things that the great thing about football is it teaches you that, when to fight.
It teaches you more about life than anything.
Yep. You want to do all your work in between the whistles. Let your play speak for itself.
It's like ball spot on what?
The 46. So here we go after the timeout. Johnson Beaver Local is going to have coming gun. They got 2 receivers up top with a tight end on that side. They're going to run a little trap. Jackson was right in front of him, but they got a guy wide open down the seam. Bobbles it. Detling's on his tail. And he's going to go in. Dylan Moore with the score. And that's going to make it 28-15. Right down that seam again, Cade.
Man, I'm having a hard time stopping that play. That kid did a little Forrest Gump right there. Forrest Gump takes that kickoff back and he runs clear through the tunnel.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that kid almost ran into the practice field. I don't know what he's doing.
Better watch Griff out Hill. You end up in the park. So Flotty on for the extra point here. And they're going to try to extend this lead over the Rocks. Snap holds down, kick is up, and it's right through the uprights onto the old field house, and that's going to make it 29-15 in favor of the Beavers.
3:58 left to go in the third quarter.
We still got a whole quarter, 3 minutes. 2 scores. There's still a lot of time left. Definitely doable. Nothing to panic about, but you really got to start getting that run game going again.
Barnesville's dominating the run game in the first half. I'd like to see them come back to that.
Yeah, last drive they got stunted, but it's one of those things you just can't get away from it because it's what you practice all week, and that's your bread and butter. You got all those big guys up front, that leadership. And you got to keep running behind them, keep churning behind them, through the good and the bad, and hopefully here we can get that run game going again because there's still a lot of time left. You don't have to go into hurry up pass mode. Not for another 10 or 15 minutes here, clock time. So
there's still plenty of time.
So Beaver Local here to kick off. Those ugly Michigan-looking helmets with the wings on it.
So it's going to Bliss.
Bliss is going to field it on the run. He's going to get up to around the 34. And so, all right, field position here for the Rocks. So we'll see what Blake can conjure up here. He's going to send his quarterback, Aiden Hannes, back out. You wonder how much that ankle's really affecting him right now.
Yeah. He wouldn't tell you how bad it was, even if you asked him.
No. So here we go. We're going to have 1st and 10. Hannes is in the gun alongside Jake Belay. He's going to swing it out to Gage Hannes and that hit the ground. A little bit short. And it looked like he had a lot of grass in front of him.
Yeah. So it's Cameron Woods run the play in now.
Indians tied 1-1 in the 5th. Had to get my Indian score update in there.
I didn't even look at the Pirates today. I don't even want to know.
They're god-awful.
Tell me about it.
So here we go. It'll be second 10. Hannes is accompanied by 2 backs. And he's going to get taken down. And that was number 55, Alex Latshaw.
Looks like Nate Strauss in there as well.
They're going to lose 5 there, and it's going to be 3rd and 15.
Man, Barnesville needs to get the momentum back right here somehow.
Yeah. You know, you really need a big play right here. Maybe a screen pass. Screen pass, something across the middle here. You know, you're going to have to put it through the air. The only thing I could see on the ground is maybe a draw. So here we're going in with the pistol look. And they're going to swing him out. And then here's your screen. It's a fake screen, but it's going to be picked off. Picked off by number 52, Wyatt Roy. There's a flag coming in here.
That was a good read by Roy right there.
You know, see, Barnesville had that fake screen. They had Gage Hannes go out as a decoy on that swing route, and they had all their linemen shifting out in front of him, and they ran that slant right behind him. But as 52, Wyatt Loy, was going over there to track down that screen, look what I found. Ball thrown right at his face mask.
That almost looked like the play that Gage Hannes scored on last week at Buckeye Local.
Yeah, it did. But it looks like the flag. Let's see what's going on here. It's going to move Beaver Local back. So they're going to take over 1st and 10 at about the 37. So awesome field position for them. You hate to see it. You know, this is a really big drive right here. You know, you got to come up with a stop.
Yeah, we need a big stop right here.
Really big stop. You know, this is the opportunity to change the momentum. So Johnson's in an empty formation. They're going to motion a guy across. And he's going to wait out there. And they false started. Number 34 false started. And that's going to be not on the roster. That's why I didn't know him.
Interested to see what they were going to do right there. Because Johnson turned, it looked like he was going to throw to Jackson right there.
Yep.
Some sort of double pass maybe? I don't know.
Maybe a double pass. They're probably going for the dagger right there. But, you know, that penalty kind of ruins that for Coach McKenzie. You'd love to see it. He might have got away with one right there.
Two receivers up top and one at the bottom of the screen.
Johnson's going to take the snap, and he's going to roll left, and he's going to tuck it and run. And it looks like he's going to get up around that 1st down marker. It's going to be It's going to be 3rd and short. He picked up a lot there.
Yeah.
Their left tackle, Payne Allen, did a really nice job hooking that end there.
And White did a nice job blocking the OB right there as well.
Yeah.
That was just designed quarterback keep all the way.
Yep.
I heard that they would do almost like an option type thing, but I haven't really seen that too much yet.
You saw a little bit early on in the game, but you haven't seen it really recently. So here's a pass from Johnson. And he's going to throw it to his intended receiver, number 15, Logan Blissenbach. And it's going to be incomplete. Nice play by the defender there.
Yeah, I didn't catch a defender there, but that was a nice play.
Did not catch a number. You know, 2nd short right there. That's a good call by Coach McKenzie, throwing it. You know, you got your next down to gain a yard, so you like your odds there, and you want to take a shot right there.
I mean, they've had success with Johnson running the ball most of the night now. That's sealed. Try to catch Barnes off guard right there.
Yeah, so I would expect a run here as they're going to get in that Maryland power I formation, 2 fullbacks. Johnson's going to take the snap, and he's going to hand it directly to Caleb Boyd, and he's going to get tackled in the backfield by senior Luke Schultz. That's a huge play for the Rocks.
Yeah, nice play by Schultz.
It's going to be 4th and about 2.
This is a big play right here, Brady.
You know, I don't want to say this play determines the game, but it has a lot. It has a lot to do with it here. You know, this is a big play, and we're going to see how much Coach McKenzie trusts that offense line up there. They're going to get back into that Maryland I, and they're going to do the same exact thing. They're going to keep it there with the fade. He's going to Guy wide open. Number 45. That's Nate Strauss. They faked everybody in the world. They faked us.
I was going to ask. I wonder if they have any play action plays off that. And, they obviously do.
They had everybody faked in the world. I don't even know if the Russians knew that.
That was the first time we've seen a play action out of that formation.
It's the first time they've thrown the ball out of that formation. They had everybody in the stadium. I think they might even have the running back faked on that. That's one of those things where you sneak that tight end out around the back end. And he's going to be all by himself. And the PAT's up and good for Floddy, and that's going to extend the lead to 36-15 with 1:35 left to go here in the third. Hate to see it after a big play like that, too.
I feel like it's been a long quarter compared to the other ones.
It really has. That's mainly because of a lot of penalties and a lot of passing.
I'd like to see a nice return right here. Set Barnes up in good field position.
Yeah, you'd like to see him get up around midfield. I don't know if Housen wants too much to ask for, but it'd be a really nice time.
I imagine they'll back Owen Wise up right.
A gap over there, but Owen Wise did a nice job getting over to it.
I remember my senior year down at Fort Fry, wherever the kicker was, like wherever I was, the kicker would switch, and we did that back and forth probably 5 times.
There's definitely a lot of time goes into the kickoff team, and there's going to be a reverse, and they got a pass.
It's starting to get down to crunch time right here. We'll have to execute some plays.
You know, being down 3 scores now, you almost kind of got to go into that pass-heavy mode. You know, you got to get up and snap it. You know, earlier we were talking about it, but it was only a 1-score game when we were talking about it. So we wouldn't have to do that normally. But being down 3 scores, you're going to have to start kicking things into gear because that's 3 different times you're going to have to go down the field. Hopefully you can catch a break.
Hopefully. Score here, get some type of a defensive turnover.
Yep, a turnover, a change field position, get a cheap second score, and you're going to have to get a big stop there towards the end. You know what's ahead of you. You just got to do it. The offense has been pretty stagnant for the most part since about midway through the second. If you'd asked me in the first quarter how this game was going to go, I probably would have told you that it would have been a shootout the way the offenses were moving. But now Barnesville's offense kind of came to a halt here and playing from behind. You hate to see it.
If we can score quick, it's not over.
No, it's by no means is it over, but they've really got to get this thing going. Looking for a football. Jackson has the football. Center Justin Jackson. He's did a nice job. He started since he was a freshman. He's been a staple in that offensive line for many years. So here we go. Hannes is going to take it. Decent protection. And he's going to air it out. It's going to hit off the helmet of Gage Hannes.
It's going to be Magnolia vibes from your senior year with Caitlin.
So it's going to be 7 here for the Shamrocks. Took a shot right there. With about
it's kind of a weird angle for me. I'm having a hard time seeing around this wall.
So we got Isaac Thompson, Spencer Bliss down low. Jake Belay is a wing. Get Hannes in the backfield and Detling up top. Hannes is going to sit in a pocket, what there is of it, and he's got all kinds of pressure. Get rid of it. To Jake Belay, the senior. He's going to get the first down. What a play by the senior. See, Belay was blocking the whole time right there, and he had the awareness once the play was busted to go run out. It's like a little check down, and Hannes was able to dump it to him. That's a heads-up play. It's a senior who's played a lot of football. And they're going to go hurry up. They're going no huddle. They're going to get on the football here. Ball at about the 45. So here Hannes is going to take the snap. And there's a bubble to Gage Hannes. Get it out to him. He's got some space. Room on the sideline. Tries to make a man miss, and he's going to get brought down to the 42.
Tell you what, that was actually a pretty good job there by Spencer Bliss. Like, he didn't get a great block, but he also let go when the defender started to get away from him.
Yep, and it
hold there when,
yeah. Rock's trying to go no huddle, but they had to get a ball in. That's one of those things you never thought about probably when they was developing these rules. So Hannes has got trips to his left. He's going to look to throw all day. Great protection. Got a man open. It's Spencer Bliss. Make a man miss. Stumbles down to around the 19. Nice play by the junior. Yep. They've went hurry up, and they've kind of got Beaver on their toes right here. And they're going to stay in this no huddle. They're getting a call off their wristband. And they're going to shift over to a trips right look, but it looks like Beaver Local's going to take a timeout to calm things down.
That definitely caught them up. Honestly, a couple of Beaver Local D-liners look gassed.
They look gassed. They haven't got any pressure. You know, normally we've been seeing pressure all night for them. Those guys have been doing a really nice job up till late, and our line stepped up. You know, that's one of those things where who's physically more prepared to play. So all those gassers really do pay off, whether you think they do or not.
So,
You hate to admit it as a player, but
there's a couple Beaver Local players kneeling down. They just look tired.
They look tired. They look defeated. This is a chance for the Rocks to strike, get back in the game as we head here with 11:06 left in the fourth quarter. You know, that's a much-needed timeout for Coach McKenzie. I don't think, did we run that against Buckeye Local last week, any no huddle?
I don't think we had to.
I don't think we had to either. So, I mean, that's the first time they've seen it. I mean, depending on what film they had from last year, which I'm sure they had 3 or 4 films from last year. You know, that's pretty typical for a coach to get. You don't know how much they've seen it. But the thing is, on film, you can't really tell if a team's like no huddle unless they do it all game. If a team jumps into it, they're going to split that clip, and you're not going to know what happened in between the snaps.
It's not like basketball where you just record the whole game.
It's not a continuous thing, yeah. So you would have no idea really with that stuff. Hannes is going to take it, fake it, around the left side. He's going to go out of bounds for about a gain of 1. Really wasn't a whole lot there.
Kind of a smart play with that bum ankle.
Ain't worth it to take a hit, go out of bounds, stop the clock with 11:01 left here to play in the fourth.
Looks like they're going away from the no huddle now, but I guess he ran out of bounds.
Well, he ran out of bounds. So Hannes is going to walk up on, he changed his mind. Kind of forgot there. And gun. And he's going to run a quick screen out to Gage Hannes, make a man miss, but the troops are going to come there.
I don't know if he should have been wider or that DN was wide. Right there.
Yeah.
It looks like he caught on that pretty quick.
Well, that defense end rushed upfield pretty hard, which is something to keep in mind. You know, one thing we haven't seen a lot that we usually do see with Blake Allen is usually see that pulling, then trap the end, you kick out the end, run a little tray or something behind it. And you haven't really seen that tonight, so maybe that's something to keep here. Maybe like a quarterback counter here maybe later on. Okay, so Hannes is going to take the snap. Got pressure from Krulik. He's got to get rid of it. It looks like Gage Hannes caught it, but they're going to call it out of bounds. Not enough room.
Nice catch, just not enough field.
Hate to see it.
There, have the awareness of the defender coming off that right side.
And that's going to bring up a crucial 4th down for the Rocks.
I don't know if you caught that or not, but number 50 was walking by Belay and shoved him over.
I didn't see it.
I saw it the last second.
That's the second time officials missed something like that tonight. So here we go. It's a big 4th down. 10-15 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Aiden Hannes is going to lead the troops up to the line of scrimmage. And he's going to take the snap. Sit back in the pocket. He's got a man. He's going to throw a pick.
Spencer Bliss on the tackle.
He was the intended receiver. You know, they ran a little post route there with him in from the slot. He had some space. It was just the ball was thrown too far ahead of him. Right at the safety. He was sitting on it.
Dylan Moore with the reception right there.
Nice play. That's a low blow. That's a low blow. Yep, that's a low blow. So with 10:10 left here on the clock, Beaver Local's going to start with the ball around the, looks like the 5-yard line.
They're still in that high formation.
That heavy eye. Nurse going to turn around and hand it off to Caleb White. It looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage. Not a whole lot doing there, you know.
They're trying to chew up that clock.
They're trying to chew that clock. You really need a 3 and out here. Hopefully they don't.
Fumble or something.
Hopefully don't. Yeah, it's a good point. A strip would be huge.
Good field position. Score soon.
You know, that was that break we was talking about earlier. I mean, I didn't even think of that. But if they go 3 and out here, they're probably going to burn off about 2 minutes of the clock. Get the ball back with around 7:30, something like that left on the clock, and you got to score 3 times.
Some confusion on the
A little bit of confusion, and they're going to.
Throwing.
Johnson's going to throw. He's got Caleb White. He's going to make a man miss, make another man miss, and he's going to get the first down and a flag.
That's not good for Gage. It's getting pretty chippy out here.
Yeah. A nice catch there. Made a couple guys miss and got the first down. Was that targeting? He went to his head. I don't. The referee went to the head. I don't.
He kind of dove in last second at the receiver's head.
I couldn't hear what Hissom said. So that really hurts. That really, really hurts. And it's going to march Beaver all the way from the 5-yard line, clear up to about the 38.
I'm kind of curious to see what both teams are saying on the field. I've seen both teams take a couple extra shots.
Yep. And here's a nice play by Luke Schultz. You know, Beaver Local's been running that little fake where they fake it to the back going opposite and they're pulling a guy around. It's like a quarterback power. And Luke Schultz did a nice job recognizing that. And he said, heck with the running back, and just went right after the quarterback and got him right at the line of scrimmage. A nice play by him. That's one of those things. He really is. But that's one of those things where you watch all that film, and you probably never seen him actually hand it to the back like that. With that same action, if that tackle pulls, they're probably not going to hand it to him going away from the pull.
That was kind of the read I was talking about.
Yeah.
They were telling me that it looked like he was running a read, but it's probably just quarterback keep all the way. It's kind of designed as a read.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to run away from where their blockers are going. So that's one of those things. You know, a lot of teams like Fort Fry and those misdirection teams like that will do a lot of pulling, and they'll try to get your eyes looking other places, but they're not going to run away from their blockers.
They run a bunch of the same plays a million different ways.
That's right. 3 or 4 different plays with 100 formations, personnel. So it's going to be 2nd and a mile. And they're going to hand it to White, and he's going to maybe get to the edge, shook off Jackson, and Hannes is going to throw him out down around the original spot. They're going to pick up about 5 there. Well, it would have been nice if Jackson could have got him in the backfield. That's one of those things where you just got to kind of claw on and just hold on to him as long as you can. It hurts, but you just got to wait till your reinforcements get there. Wait till the troops rally.
About 3rd and 11. Looks like Beaver Local's going to the bands now as well.
Yep. And it's about 7.5 minutes left here in the game. Johnson's going to keep it himself around the right edge, and boy, is he fast. He got there in a hurry, and he's going to pick up about 2 or 3, but there's a flag on the play coming from the Beaver Local sideline. Wonder if that's a holding.
I don't know.
They had a holding on that exact same play earlier.
Really?
Yep, going the same way. This is where you need your big guys up front. Jaden Lucas, Gavin Carpenter, Jackson at linebacker, Starr, Schultz. They got to really control this run game. You got to get off the field here. It's 3rd and a mile after the penalty. You've got to get off the field here.
Starting to run out of time.
Yep. I got a funny story about Jaden Lucas, but I'm going to save that till next week. Hopefully they ask us to come back.
All right.
Maybe that's what I'll use to negotiate so we can come back next week.
Sounds good to me. Spencer, take that back. Looks like Gage Hansen going back deep.
Also, it's 4th down. Okay. So we declined the penalty.
Wait.
We had accepted the penalty.
Gage coming back up. Wait, there he's going back.
Now, I'm pretty sure it's because we declined the penalty. We're going to take what would have the actual result of the play would have been.
Yeah.
So we're going to get the ball back here with the 7:02 left and count ticking down. A decent punt. He's going to catch it around the 27. Hannes is going to make a man miss. That was Caleb White. Outrun the next guy. That was a nice job there by Justin Jackson not to get like a blindside block there. Showed the hand, got to the front side of the shoulder pad just to give Gage a couple extra yards, and you need those right now. Being down 3 scores, so you got to go. You need every yard you can get.
That's a smart play that comes with experience.
Yep. 6:45 left here in the game. And it's do or die now for the Rocks. Got to score here, you like to think. And Hannes is going to be back there all by himself. Empty set, like you said. Get Hannes in motion. Motion to that wide side of the field. And they're going to roll to it. Pressure off the backside. And steps up. And back. And running around. And he finds Belay. That's the second time he's found Belay again.
Belay's doing a good job of finding holes.
Yep.
Nate's doing a good job buying time, allowing him to get space.
Did all that work, though, for 7, 8 yards. Did all that work for 7 or 8 yards. You know, that's one of those things where they're rolling to that wide side of the field. You leave that backside end unblocked, and you hope you got your guy open before he even gets there. But in that kind of case, with a good athlete like that, and the pressure last play, that was Andy Latshaw. And they're going to throw a screen back to Belay. He's got an open field. One man in front of him. That's number 1. And that's going to be Dylan Moore brings him down about the 38.
Looks like a player down the field grabbing those.
And that's going to stop the clock.
His knee or so.
That's a Beaver Local player down.
14, Tanner Johnston.
Huh?
I think it's number 14, Tanner. Oh, wait. Might be a cramp.
That's Tanner Johnson down?
It looked like number 14.
I hope so. Well, I mean, I don't hope no one gets hurt, but like, you don't. I don't hope anyone gets hurt. But you know what I mean.
Looks like cramp.
If he does have to miss some time, that could be huge for the Rocks to give him an opportunity.
Looks like Cole Cable out there with the cramps your senior year.
We had to put an IV in that kid with pickle juice, just so he could play a quarter without getting a cramp.
Pickle juice really.
It really does.
Yeah, it really helped me with cramps. I remember I started taking a whole jar of it with me to every game.
Dude, cramps are a different animal. It's one of those things they just come out of nowhere, and they can be very painful.
It was my junior year in Cumberstown. First game of quarterback. It was later in the game. And I ran like some sweep to the right or something. I had a cramp in my right calf, and then when I went to plant, it went straight to my left calf, and both calves are cramping. I looked like a baby deer trying to run off the field. I hope it's just a cramp.
You hope he didn't do anything serious. Yeah. Coach McKenzie's out there tending to his quarterback.
I mean, if it was serious,
I'm guessing there'd be more people out there if it was really serious. You hope it's just a cramp.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be huge. I mean, if they don't have their quarterback, though, it definitely would put them at a disadvantage. But there he is. He's up and running. So it's a good sign for Johnson, a heck of an athlete. So here we go. We got the ball. Ball on the 38. Hannes is going to take a snap. He's going to fumble it. And he's going to find Spencer Blisson. Oh, what a play. Broken up by Dorian Jackson. Coming flying out of nowhere.
It looked like he was looking for Gage there in a bubble for a second.
Boy, he come in flying in out
Yeah.
from out of nowhere.
Got trips up at the far side of the screen.
Looks to be Hannes is up in there in the slot. Belay's going to block. They're going to run a screen to Belay. Man on his tail. And he's going to outrun him. Got a couple blockers. Down to around the 35. Didn't get much, though. Looks a lot better than what it was. Coach Allen's been going to Jake Belay here a lot here in the second half.
Belay's been playing pretty well. But Beaver Local's D-line, they're doing a pretty decent job at reading the screen.
Yep. Hannes is going to roll out to that right side. He's going to throw it. And it's caught for the first down. Isaac Thompson. Tiptoeing over there on that sideline.
I couldn't tell if he was in or not first up here. 5:11 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Hey, there's a nice catch there by your dad on the sideline.
I wasn't even sure.
They changed the ball. Hannes chucked it over to Chris. That's a nice catch. D1. Hannes back to draw back the pass. He's going to throw it up.
He almost took a shot right there, but luckily he didn't.
Yep, and that pass was broken up by Caden Foster, number 7 for Beaver Local. Pass intended for Isaac Thompson. Boy, the DB right there played that kind of weird.
And he kind of tipped it up, like we saw early in the game. That Gage did.
Yeah.
Time's appearing to line down for the Rocks.
5:05 left here in the fourth. 3 scores, so they're going to have to get an onside kick or two, along with a score, obviously. Pressure off that left side, and he's got a man caught by A.J. Detling.
I mean, his last 2 plays, Aiden's had a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, it looked like right there that defensive end on that top side faked outside, broke back inside, and Jaden Lucas just couldn't catch up with him. Provided the pressure there, but Hannes had to get rid of it, but he had a senior out there to make a nice play for him. That's one of those things as no lineman. You can't get beat to the inside because that's the quickest route to the quarterback. Hannes is going to roll out to the right, or left, I'm sorry.
He had another Isaac Thompson was open again up from the far side, the sideline.
Pass intended for Gage Hannes, and that's broken up. That's going to bring us to 4th and 6 with 4:53 left. So this is probably it, buddy.
Yep. I would agree.
Got to pick this up to give yourself a chance. Things are a lot quieter here now.
Yeah, atmosphere is not as good as it normally is.
So here's Hannes, and he's going to drop back, and he's got a man open.
So A.J. Detling.
A.J. Detling. And the fans want a flag thrown into the fence, and he ain't getting up. Might be stuck. I think he got his jersey caught over there in the fence. A.J. Detling, a nice catch there. Senior making a big play to keep the drive alive.
I'll tell you what, at least Barnesville doesn't have Bellsville's old stands.
You know a thing or two about that.
I do know a thing or two. Burgundy, not very fun.
No. Boy, that was a miserable night.
Yeah, pretty sure we had 3 kids that season-ending injuries.
So Hannes is going to hand it off. And they're barely going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that was Jake Belay, the senior. And they got to go here. They got to hurry up, get on the ball. And Blake Allen's yelling at him. And they got to... I haven't seen him in a while. Hannes has got the ball and all kinds of pressure. Looks like number 11, Kulik, was there first. And they're going to have to, Barnesville's going to have to waste a timeout here. With 4:18 left to go here in the fourth. So this is going to bring up a 3rd and 17, and I don't really know if there's many plays that you can draw up for a 17-yard.
There's not too many.
No, he pretty much just all goes. You can break a kid off the middle of the field and see if you can catch someone's open area across the middle, but it ain't like you got a whole lot of room. You know, you're down right near the red zone, so not a whole ton of space. That's something a lot of spread teams struggle with. That, you know, they're
down towards the end zone,
yep,
there's less room.
their offense, they spread everybody out and they got all that room to play with. They can burn you over top, and then once things get condensed down into the red zone, you can't get burned over top, so you start playing a little tighter, and it gets hard to move the ball for some teams.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. They have less room.
Yeah. So 3rd and 17 here. Got Belay in the backfield, most likely for blocking duties, and he's going to take that defensive end. Hannes is going to sling it out to the right, over the head of Spencer Bliss, out of bounds.
Yeah. Didn't really have much of a play right there.
No, looked like they were maybe trying to cut that in half there.
Gage Hannes coming back into the game.
So this is going to bring up 4th and 17 here with 4:13 to go left in the 4th quarter.
I mean, there's not much room to get a first down. You either almost get a first down or score.
You got to score. Hannes is back in the gun. Pressure on him. He's going to roll out to the left. You got to get rid of it, and he's just going to throw it away. Didn't even have a shot to get it off.
Not much he can do there.
Nope. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. And Beaver Local is going to take over at the 18. And it doesn't look very good from here on out.
Not very good for the Shamrocks.
You know, it's one of those things where a lot of teams that run the ball often, they get behind, and once you don't run the ball anymore and you got to throw to get back into it, it's really hard to make that transition. You know, you block run all game, then you got to turn around and you got to pass that against some guys that know you're going to pass it. They pin their ears back and they're just focused on getting to the quarterback. It's really tough. It's a really tough transition to do, especially when you're wore out. You know, it's early in the season too. These guys,
Third time playing.
you know, usually, you know, the older you get, the less games it takes to get your stamina up.
Yeah.
You know, but I remember even my senior year after playing the first game, I'd be gassed, gassed, just because it's the first game going out there. It's hot. You're playing 100 mile an hour, and it's very physical. And as you start to go down the season, everything gets a lot easier, like on your body, from a stamina standpoint.
It's funny because it's always hot at the beginning of football season, but the baseball season, the beginning is always
Cold. Yep.
I swear that the Meadowbrook week was always the hottest week.
Because week 2 was always hot, but that wasn't the case tonight, though. Tonight was a beautiful night. You couldn't ask for anything better. It's almost half cool out here. There's people in the stands with sweatshirts on and blankets. And Johnson's going to take it around the left side. He's going to get up near that first down marker. And I think Coach McKenzie's just trying to burn the clock off here and get out of here with a win.
Yep. Shoot the clock out now. I'm not surprised that Aiden's not in there anymore with her ankle. Don't remember seeing anything else.
Nope. So Johnson's going to let that play clock wind down before he takes this snap, and he's going to take it and he's going to run himself around the right side. A lot of room to run. Over a guy. Belay's there to bring him down just past the 50. Picks up the first down with about 2:25 left to play.
If Belay doesn't make that tackle, he's definitely gone.
He's gone off to the races. That's the play they've been running all night.
Yep.
They've been getting to the edge, and he's a heck of an athlete.
I agree. We got 2:05 left on the game clock.
Johnson's going to give it to Caleb White here, and he's going to find a seam on that right side. Detling's going to try to push him out. He's tiptoeing on that sideline all the way down to the Shamrock 5. What a run for Caleb White, and that will probably seal the deal.
Yeah, I see.
They're looking to punch it in here.
Getting up and leaving now.
Big run like that at the end of the game. Looks like timeout's going to be used here by Barnesville.
1:51 left on the game clock.
For a look at next week, Barnesville will be hosting Edison. The Wildcats from Richmond will be making a trip. Another team up from around Steubenville coming down here.
They just got a new field too, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Right?
And as well, Beaver Local next week will be playing at home on their brand new turf against rival Indian Creek. That's a debate, so Indian Creek's going to be making a trip to play on that new turf, which was purchased by Derek Wolf, an NFL player who graduated from Beaver Local in the early 2000s. Wolf
Signed with the Ravens, I believe.
recently signed with the Ravens. He played for the Broncos and won a Super Bowl with them. He played for him for 8 years, and he grew up in Lisbon. Went to Beaver Local, just donated $1 million, and they got him a new turf field. And so I'm sure they're fired up to play Indian Creek next week on that. Coming off a win, they'll be very excited. Johnson's going to throw.
Almost picked off by Isaac Thompson.
That was a nice play there by Isaac Thompson. Kind of a shocker to see him throwing at the end zone here. I guess they're kind of greedy for points, trying to extend that lead.
1:46 left to go in the game.
Threw a little fade ball up there, and now looks like Coach McKenzie's going to call timeout, maybe get some substitutions in. Maybe that was the last hurrah for his starters. So as the game's winding down here, we snut lanes, Main Street Barrel House, the Blue Moon Tavern for showing their game and their businesses tonight. We want to thank you guys for showing it. We appreciate you for having us on. Also, the highlight from this game will be uploaded on Strauss Films YouTube page on Wednesday. So thank you to all the businesses that were broadcasting our game. We greatly appreciate it. And go check out those highlights later this week. A couple of nice plays in this game we're going to want to go back and watch.
Colton does great work, so we can be sure to go and check him out.
Once again, we want to thank Barnesville Schools for the opportunity. I'm extremely grateful to be here.
It's a great experience.
This was awesome. Hopefully we get to do this again. It was an awesome setup, and Colton did an unbelievable job.
Oh, ball carrier's hitting the backfield right there. I couldn't tell by who, but
that was number 25, Joe Monty, taking the ball around the left end. There's going to be a penalty against Beaver Local. It's going to back him up here. But yeah, Colton has done a spectacular job tonight here, him and his brother, and can't thank those guys enough for all the work and creating the opportunity. It stinks that the Shamrock Stadium can't be filled up as it usually is. It's just weird to look down the end zone. There's not everyone standing down there, and that's one of the greatest things when you score, to go give them high fives and stuff. One of the best things, the atmosphere, the community always comes out and supports, no matter what. And we're just it's awesome that we are able to provide the game.
But hey, at least the kids are still playing.
That's right, the kids are still playing. They get a senior season, a senior night, so grateful to play. And here goes Monty around the right side, going to run a sweep. Going to get tripped up. Finally taken down. Looks like Jake Belay again.
Put number 13, Austin Klein, I think, quarterback now.
Good catch.
Yeah, I saw that. He's a freshman, 6 foot, 160.
So that's what they use the timeout for, to make some substitute. So Beaver Local is going to have a 3rd and goal with about 40 seconds left. Clock winding down. They're going to throw it. Almost picked up by Isaac Thompson in the end zone.
35 seconds left.
35 seconds left.
Thank you.
I just repeated. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Let's get to that point.
Just slap me.
I feel you on that. It's getting down to
Getting down to the nitty gritty. 4th and goal from 14. And whistles are blown. They're going to take a delay of game. They're going to back him up another 5.
There's some fans yelling from the Barnesville side.
Yeah, getting a little rowdy.
Short back pass.
He's got a man. Oh, they're hitting that, trying to hit that seam again. It's broken up. The Rocks are going to get the ball back with 29 seconds. Ethan Spangenberg coming into the game. And little 9 coming in the quarterback. Colin Hannes. CJ looks like he'll be under center here for the remainder of this one, of what's left, all 29 seconds of it. Looks like he's just going to turn around and give it to Owen Wise. Running hard, though. He's going to get 7 yards. And that will probably do it, as the Rocks are going to... You can't do a handshake anymore, so they're going to wave at each other. And it's going to be end up being a sad senior night here. You hate to see a loss in general, but tonight really stings. A really good game played by Beaver Local. Final score, what's that? Oh yeah, really good game by both teams. It was 36-15 the final. At the end of the day, they just made more plays than we did.
We started off good the first half, and it's kind of downhill after that.
That's right.
Yeah, well, we just want to say thank you again to Barnesville Schools and Strauss Films for allowing us to commentate this game for you guys. And I had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun myself. It was a great experience, and hope we get to do it again. Looking forward to next week as Barnesville takes on Edison. So thank you guys for who all tuned in, and good night here from Shamrock Stadium.
Thank you.